Chapter 1083. Skywood Forest. Fong Ping had just landed when two air-piercing sounds came from afar. In the next moment, two figures appeared beside Fong Ping. Flight was not allowed in Skywood Forest. It depended on who it was. At least Absolute Peak did not have to worry as long as he did not fly too high. Seeing the two of them, all the experts in the surroundings bowed and said, "Greetings, divine lords." Two lord gods were here. Moreover, there was a top-level lord god like Ground Chi. Everyone was nervous now. Yun Sheng and Yen Huang had a conflict just now. In the blink of an eye, two lord gods came together. Everyone was afraid that a war would break out. But the two lord gods ignored these people in the eyes of the lord gods. Except for a few people below them, no one was worth mentioning. Although there were many rank 9s here, and they were powerhouses, they were not worth their attention. Yun Sheng, true Lord Ground Chi, looked at Fong Ping, who had just landed. A glint flashed in his eyes. He smiled and said, "You went above 3,000 feet. Fong Ping nodded and said respectfully, "I was lucky." "There's no such thing as luck in cultivation." Ground Chi exclaimed, 3,000 feet. "It seems like your origin Tao has great potential. You should have a high chance of becoming a true god." Beside him, Di Fei looked at his son in surprise. He found it strange. Although he was strong, he might not be the best. Now, he was only one step away from becoming a true god. This was beyond his expectations. Of course, martial arts was hard to predict. Once one understood it, the origin would expand and grow. This was common. Di Fei did not say much. He said with a smile, "I asked you to guard Heavenly Clouds Island. Why are you here now?" Fong Ping said respectfully, "Lord Father, after you and Lord Ground Chi left, I thought I should try to prove my Tao. Now that I'm an origin, it's useless to stay on Heavenly Clouds Island if I don't become a true god." Di Fei did not ask further. Since his son was only one step away from becoming a true god, it was reasonable for him to return to the heavenly court to look for opportunities. Without asking any further, Di Fei used his mental energy to block the surroundings. He asked, "Did you fight with Yen Huang earlier?" Fong Ping said in a low voice, "Yen Huang was too much. He let the monster carriage collide with me. I was angry and killed the monster carriage." "It's all right." Di Fei wasn't here to denounce him. He smiled and said, "Since I can defeat him, then I'll kill him. Protector Huang might be in the Divine Palace, but Yen Huang provoked you first, so he deserved to be killed. Our water lineage isn't necessarily inferior to them, so there's nothing for us to worry about." He wasn't worried about anything. Even if Protector Hua hadn't left, he wouldn't be worried about anything. At this stage, if Protector Hua was really here, would he attack him? At present, it was confirmed that there were still 14 god lords in the outside world. However, there were only 9 people who could be confirmed. The other 5 might have already entered the tomb of heaven. 9 people, him, Dicky, Dijia, Dipping. Among the 9 of them, aside from him, there were 3 powerhouses that he was on good terms with. The fire lineage currently only had 1 god lord. If Protector who really did attack him, the others wouldn't just sit back and watch. Once the war broke out, and the Divine Church was thrown into chaos, Protector Thunder and true monarch hero Earth wouldn't just sit back and watch. Since that was the case, what was there to worry about? His son could defeat Yen Huang. That was also a reflection of his strength. Who asked his son to be weaker? Beside him, Dicky also smiled. "Don't worry, nephew. When you become a true god and a divine lord in the Divine Palace, Protector who won't dare to do anything to you. From what I see, you should be there soon." Dicky's attitude was much warmer than before. Enlightenment Cliff was about to open, and Yunqing's chances of proving his Tao increased greatly. It was time to rope him in. As the two spoke, Fang Ping looked back at Skywood and asked curiously, "Lord Dicky has always been cultivating in the Divine Palace. Do you know if Skywood can condense divine fruits?" Hearing this, Dicky smiled. Many people in the Divine Palace have the same thought. They come to Skywood in hopes of obtaining divine fruits condensed from Skywood. However, we have explored many times over the years and haven't found any divine fruits, unless it's above 1,000 feet. Dicky added, "Even if divine fruits are condensed, they will only be above 1,000 feet. Once it's above that level, it's dangerous for us too. Therefore, few people take the risk over the years. However, the sect leader has reached 100,000 feet and didn't mention anything about divine fruits. Even they would covet the Heavenly Wood's divine fruit. This was a tree that could forge divine weapons, the first ancient tree. One could imagine how important the fruit of such a tree was." Fang Ping seemed a little disappointed, but he didn't ask further. Seeing this, Dicky smiled. "Son, don't worry about proving your Tao. The Divine Palace has decided to open Enlightenment Cliff. I fought for a place for you. In a few days you can go to Enlightenment Cliff to learn Tao." Fang Ping was overjoyed and quickly thanked him. However, he was thinking, is Enlightenment Cliff useful to me? Enlightenment Cliff, as the name suggested, was it used to learn Tao? However, it was not that he couldn't advance in Tao now. Even if he gained something, it might not be converted into strength. Of course, Fang Ping wouldn't show it and continued to be overjoyed. Dicky looked like it was reasonable. Soon, they asked Fang Ping to go with them to the Divine Palace. Other than Skywood Forest, Enlightenment Cliff and Longevity Spring were in the central Divine Palace. Soon, the group left. Fang Ping didn't look for opportunities here. Before leaving, Fang Ping glanced sideways at Skywood. He didn't say anything, but he had some thoughts in his mind. Just as Fang Ping left, Skywood, above 10,000 feet. Above 10,000 feet, it seemed like another world. Clouds and mist lingered, energy like clouds, the sea of clouds rolling. Above the sea of clouds, there was something. At this moment, there was someone above the sea of clouds. A table was solidified by a powerhouse condensed at the top of the clouds. On the table, tea was placed, and in the middle was a chessboard. The black and white chess pieces were seething with killing intent, fighting each other. Two people sat on both sides of the table. One was young, the other old. The old man had white hair and beard, his expression indifferent. The young man had a cold expression. Upon closer inspection, he looked 70% similar to King Kuan. Just as Fang Ping left, the young man suddenly said, "What's so special about Yun Sheng that made you secretly split your attention to go there?" As soon as he finished speaking, the chess piece was placed. As soon as the chess piece landed, the black chess pieces on the chessboard turned into powerhouses, killing many of the powerhouses transformed from white chess pieces in an instant. The old man's face paled slightly, but he smiled quickly. "After so many years, Your Highness is still so domineering." "Humph," the young man said coldly. "Skywood, it's been 8,000 years. Are you still going to struggle on your deathbed? I've said before, the day you become an emperor will be the day you come back to life. Why bother?" "Your Highness, even ants want to live, let alone me. It wasn't easy for my consciousness to be born. I don't want to die so easily." The old man chuckled. "Your Highness's avatar has been playing chess with me for 8,000 years. Your Highness hasn't won. Must you continue to delay?" As he said that, the old man lamented. "It's been 8,000 years. In these 8,000 years, Your Highness has become stronger and more impatient. Even if Your Highness refined my real body and turned Skywood into Your Highness's avatar, so what?" The young man said coldly, So what? After refining you and turning you into my avatar, I'll forge a golden body and merge it with my real body. Then my golden body will surpass the limit and be comparable to a divine artifact. At that time, my body will not be weaker than the celestial arch of Batian. Although it's not the extreme Tao, it's still an extreme Tao. Skywood, do you think I'll give up? Skywood sighed. Your Highness is ambitious. You want to refine this old man's body and turn it into a golden body that surpasses the 9th refinement. You also want to refine the celestial Thearcha's Tao and merge all Taos into one to forge a sovereign's Tao. With the extreme Tao golden body and the sovereign's Tao, even if a sovereign is reborn, he might not be your Highness's match. But after 8,000 years, do you really think you can succeed? If you cooperated, you would have succeeded long ago. The young man snorted. Skywood, I've already promised that once I become a sovereign, I'll definitely resurrect you. Why did you refuse? Now that your consciousness is about to be destroyed, there might not be a chance for you to resurrect. As he said that, he placed another chess piece. The black chess piece engulfed the world and killed a large number of white chess pieces. Every time a chess piece was killed, the young man became stronger and the old man became weaker. Fong Ping felt that Skywood's mentality was only comparable to Emperor level. However, he did not know that all these years, King Kuan's clone had killed a large amount of his mentality. Emperor level was just a remnant. The chessboard did not look big, but it was like a world. At this moment, looking closely, one would realize that it was not a game. The black and white chess pieces were fighting. The black chess pieces were densely scattered around, while the white chess pieces guarded the center. In the center area, there was a small crystal tree. On the tree, there were golden fruits. Both sides were fighting for this. The chessboard was also very special. The black chess pieces killed the white chess pieces and became stronger. They continued to fight and become stronger. The white chess pieces were in danger. This was somewhat similar to the array that Mount Luofu's 9th elder had set up that day. The young man, King Kuan's clone, was refining Skywood's mentality to replace him. Possession did not exist in the world of martial arts. However, refining the other party's origin, using the origin as one's own, using the origin as the foundation, possession was not necessarily impossible. King Kuan wanted to refine Skywood and seize the foundation of the number 1 tree in the 3 realms. With Skywood's trunk and his golden body, he would forge the strongest golden body in the 3 realms. King Kuan's ambition was beyond imagination. Fong Ping did not see this scene. He did not know that King Kuan had easily defeated Moon's spirit in the fake heavenly cemetery. Otherwise, he would probably be shocked. King Kuan's clone. In this place, his psychic power doppelganger was also incomparably powerful, suppressing heavenly with so much that it was struggling at death's door. Obviously, this mentality clone was extremely powerful. As for his main body, after splitting such a powerful clone, it was also extremely powerful. Once they merged, King Kuan would be more powerful than he imagined. King Kuan, who had triggered the war in the Earth Emperor God dynasty and the war between the North and the South, could not be compared to ordinary heavenly kings. The old man that Skywood had transformed into was a little dispirited, but he still said with a smile, "Your Highness, the outcome is not yet known. Until the last moment, who knows who will win and who will lose? Even someone as powerful as the Emperor dare not say that he will win every battle, not to mention that Your Highness is not an emperor yet. Your Highness, recently, Your Highness's clone seems to have become weaker. I'm a little curious. What has Your Highness been doing this time?" King Kuan's main body was not in the divine court, but his mentality clone did not dissipate. Instead, it had been maintained. This was already terrifyingly powerful. However, Skywood still sensed that something was wrong. King Kuan's main body was very far away, and his clone was also weakening. This was his chance. A chance to escape the cage. A chance to escape destruction. It had been 8,000 years. From the first day it fell here, it had been targeted by King Kuan. If it had not threatened to destroy everything, it might have been killed by King Kuan back then. Even so, King Kuan did not give up. With one of King Kuan's clones, as an agreement, they set up the heaven-seizing fortune array and fought in this array for 8,000 years. 8,000 years ago, King Kuan's clone was inferior to it. But 8,000 years later, even a clone was about to destroy it. In the past 8,000 years, King Kuan had become stronger and stronger. Skywood even suspected that if King Kuan's main body and clone merged, he might be able to break through the eighth heaven. Skywood, you still haven't answered me. What's wrong with Yun Sheng? Although it was just a clone, when King Kuan's main body was around, he would often transmit some memories. Besides recent events, this clone's memories were no less than King Kuan's. He recognized Yun Sheng, but he did not pay much attention to him. However, when Skywood came into contact with him, he still sensed something. Moreover, Yun Sheng could actually break through 3,000 feet. This was not something an ordinary source could do. But did King Kuan think that a non-true god martial artist would be a threat to him? Skywood smiled and said, "Your Highness, are you afraid?" "This king is afraid." King Kuan sneered and said, "You don't have to provoke me. Skywood, after some time, you will be me, and I will be you. No matter how you struggle, it will be in vain." As he spoke, King Kuan placed another chess piece, instantly killing many white chess pieces. At this moment, Skywood was shocked. In the center of the chessboard, the small crystal tree suddenly surged with a large amount of energy and some special substances. Around the small tree, more white chess pieces were born. Humph! King Kuan snorted lightly. This was Skywood's home ground. It was very difficult for him to kill it instantly. Skywood could be in a stalemate with him for 8,000 years because of its main body's replenishment. If not for the fact that he wanted a living Skywood, a complete Skywood, he would have killed this tree long ago. At this moment, King Kuan no longer cared about Skywood. He turned his head and glanced in the direction where Fong Ping left, his eyes flickering. Even if the other party was a true god, so what? In his battle with Skywood, even an emperor level could forget about interfering. However, why would Skywood look at this person in a different light? It had been 8,000 years. In these 8,000 years, many powerhouses had come here. The 3 great sect protectors and the 8 great protectors had all come. But Skywood had never revealed anything. Today, he was a little abnormal. Why? Opposite him, the old man who was Skywood's incarnation did not say anything. Why? Because the powerhouses that the other party had come into contact with were beyond imagination. Extreme Tao Heavenly Emperor, Li Xuanxia, the cat, including the other party himself, they were all abnormal. Such a person, even if he was not strong, he might still have a chance. You are weakening. Now that there is one more variable, that is an opportunity. Skywood had lived for too long. He was not in a hurry. Until the last moment, there was hope of turning things around. At this moment, he was not anxious or impatient. Even if he had suffered heavy losses, he still advanced step by step. King Kuan was dreaming if he wanted to refine him. Even at the last moment, he was not completely unprepared. Fong Ping could not see the scene above 10,000 feet. Because he was moving with the 2 paragons, Fong Ping had once again returned to his state of not speaking if he could. He followed the 2 powerhouses silently and flew toward the central divine court, Spirit Emperor Dojo. A building that looked like a loft appeared in front of everyone. At this moment, many powerhouses surrounded the loft. Spirit Emperor's bedroom. King Kuan was puzzled. Spirit Emperor's bedroom was not here, right? Then where was this loft? There was actually a 7 heavens array here. The place that Zhang Tao went to previously was Spirit Emperor's bedroom, and it seemed like there was only a 6 heavens array. What place was more important than Spirit Emperor's bedroom? Spirit Emperor Palace's treasure vault. But was the treasure vault like this? In the crowd, King Qian chuckled and said, "Everyone who has been to Spirit Emperor Palace before, do you know where this place is?" As soon as he said that, Heavenly King Zhen smiled faintly and said, "Who has been here before? Other than Moon Spirit, I think no one else would dare to come here." Spirit Emperor Palace was extremely disgusted with men. Of course, men and dogs were treated the same because dogs were even more annoying. If men and dogs dared to come to Spirit Emperor Palace, unless they were the other 8 sovereigns and 4 emperors, they would be seriously injured or even killed. After Heavenly King Zhen said this, Moon Spirit, who had been staring at King Kuan not far away, said coldly, "I have never been here." As she said that, she looked at King Kuan and sneered. Hong Kuan might have been here before. Back then, he had an unclear relationship with the female generals of Spirit Emperor Palace. Who knows if he has been here or not? King Kuan's face was cold. He glanced at her and said in a low voice, "Moon Spirit, don't provoke me again and again, or you will regret it." Moon Spirit was strong, and she also had lunatic Tianji with her. When the 2 of them joined forces, they had the combat power of a heavenly king. Even the powerhouses among the heavenly kings could not do anything to them. But so what? After all, they had just entered the heavenly king realm. Did they really think that a heavenly king was invincible? Heavenly King Zhen smiled and said, "Moon Spirit, don't provoke this guy. This guy is very strong. He has connected Hong Yu's great path and walked at least 200,000 meters. Li Xuanxie." King Kuan was angry again. As expected, when he said that, Moon Spirit showed signs of going crazy again. To her, King Kuan was so strong because he killed Hong Yu and connected Hong Yu's great path. It would have been fine if he did not mention it, but now that he did, Moon Spirit started to go crazy again. King Kuan's face turned green. Damn this guy! If his avatar had not been left in the celestial court, who would be a match for him when he merged with them? Now that Li Xuanxie was provoking him again and again, did he really think that he was afraid of him? Heavenly King Zhen looked at him with a smile, not minding it. The others could not be bothered with them. King Zhen frowned and said, "There are 7 heavenly formations here. It won't be easy to open them." 7 heavenly formations, 9, 6 million vitality damage, almost 10 million calories. How many people could withstand it? Did anyone here have the ability to break the 7 heavenly formations? Heavenly King Zhen? King Kuan? Sea Guardian? When the Great Path reached 100,000 meters, the basic vitality was at least 650,000 calories and above. With a 3-fold increase, the weakest Heavenly King powerhouse would have a vitality damage equivalent to a rank 9's 5. 2 million calories. This was the weakest kind. In reality, Heavenly King powerhouses were not weak. There were very few who had a 7th refinement golden body. Most of them had honed their golden body to the 8th refinement in rank 9. After reaching the peak, no matter how strong the golden body was, the upper limit would not increase much, but it would still be stronger than the average powerhouse. However, the leap from 2 million to 6 million was not a small number. Among the people here, the 3 envoys had hope, and so did King Qian Kuan. Almost no one else had reached this level. In their eyes, those people only had hope. Among the three envoys, other than Sea Guardian, the Weapon Master, and the Palm Seal Master seemed a little abnormal. Could they reach this level? Heavenly King Zhen did not care. He smiled again and said, "The formation is here. Maybe the 9 Emperor Seal is inside, or Spirit Emperor's divine weapon, or Spirit Emperor's Taoist formula. 7 heavenly formations will not protect anything too weak. Everyone, why don't we work together to break the formation?" Everyone was silent. The formation was here. They could break it even if they worked together. But who would take the lead? While they were still thinking, Heavenly King Zhen said, lazily, "How about letting Third Saint and Second King test it together? None of these 5 guys are Heavenly King warriors, but when they work together, they are comparable to 2 Heavenly King warriors. Let them test the way for us." As soon as he said this, Third Saint and Second King's faces turned livid. "Let us test the way. 7 heavenly formations. Even a real Heavenly King could die, let alone them, who were not." Their combat power reached the Heavenly King level only when they worked together. Heavenly King Zhen's heart was evil. Of course, this old guy was evil to begin with. At this moment, Heaven Plant King said faintly, "I think it's better to let King Wu test the way. King Wu has been fighting frequently these days. I think he is going to recover from his injuries and merge the 6 paths. King Wu made his move these days. Just yesterday, King Wu and Battle King suddenly appeared and joined forces to kill the venerable sovereign of Mount Luofu. The venerable sovereign of Mount Luofu was a powerhouse close to the saint level, but he was almost killed by Zhang Tao. Even if he did not die, Mount Luofu still lost a top powerhouse in the end. Now, Mount Luofu and a few other realms joined forces to resist Zhang Tao's attack. Heaven Plant King felt it was necessary to pay more attention to such a person, lest Zhang Tao really merge the 6 paths and become a heavenly king. By then, there would be 2 heavenly king powerhouses in the mortal world. Heavenly King Zhen smiled. "Go find him. If you find him, let him come. I won't stop you." No one knew where Zhang Tao was hiding. If they met, it would be a great battle. Would Heaven Plant King dare to find him alone? Although he was a top saint, not far from Heavenly King, even a top saint might not be safe if Battle King and King Wu worked together. As he spoke, King Kuan suddenly said impatiently, "Cut the crap. Li Xuanxia, if you don't want me to go hunt human true gods now, work together and open this formation." He did not want to wait anymore. Something seemed to happen in the divine court recently, and just now he had a bad feeling. One should know that at his level, this kind of feeling was extremely important under the sudden inspiration. Something bad was going to happen. How could he wait any longer? However, he also wanted to know what the treasure in the 7 heavens formation was. If he was free, it was worth it to help break the formation. Heavenly King Zhen sighed. "Young people are so impatient. What's the hurry to break the formation? The key is to break this 7 heavens formation. I'm worried that there is an 8 heavens formation inside, and that will be really troublesome. If there really is an 8 heavens formation, then it's probably where the golden body of Spirit Emperor is." King Kuan snorted. How was that possible? 8 heavens formation? Emperors had to pay a huge price to set up an 8 heavens formation. P.S. Later next time, Old Eagle has something to do. Sob, sob, sob. Act cute and beg for mercy. Chapter 1084. In the fake, heavenly grave, the experts began to discuss how to break the formation. Within the divine court, outside the incomparably glorious Kuan Palace, the Thunder Protector stood at the peak of his residence and stared at the Kuan Palace for a very long time. In the Earth King Palace, Earthly Hero came out of seclusion and strengthened the defenses with the Divine Court army. Although the Divine Court army was nothing to an Emperor realm expert, it was nothing. However, there were many experts in the Divine Court army. Once they joined forces with the earthly heroes, they might not be afraid of the Emperor-level experts. Earth hero! Sovereign Lightning murmured to himself. 9 true gods, who were confirmed to be in the 3 realms. Earth prodigies were the strongest, followed by ground chi. Now that earthly hero had made up his mind, he wouldn't let him go to the Kunwang Palace again. But there was not enough time. Thunder was very worried. King Kun would be back soon. This was his only chance. This was the only chance for him to become stronger. The only chance for him to improve himself before the great change. He knew about the Celestial Emperor's golden body. Were there still some secrets hidden in the Earth King Palace that he didn't know about? If I don't kill Earthly Hero, I won't have the chance to enter the Earth King Palace. The Arch Thunderbolt closed his eyes. Where were Feng, Yunfeng? Didn't he know that there were good things in the Earth King Palace? But why hadn't he shown himself? Scared, afraid of King Kun's return? But he had already cultivated to the Emperor level. At this stage, for the sake of a fortuitous encounter, what was there to be afraid of? If they were really afraid, then they might as well go into closed-door cultivation. Why fight? In front of a fortuitous encounter, no one would be afraid. It all depended on whether the price was worth it. If they were truly afraid, there wouldn't have been so many real gods charging in when the Tomb of Heaven had opened. No one wanted to die of old age. At this stage, it was fine to pretend to be a coward. However, once it was something related to raising one's cultivation level, no one could sit still. Earthly hero must be killed. The remaining 8 god lords can work together and suppress. What about wind and cloud? The Thunder Protector had been standing on the high platform for a long time. At this moment, someone walked up the stairs and said softly, "Master, the person you're looking for has arrived." Venerable Thunder Emperor glanced at the Earth King Palace once more before turning around and going downstairs. After a while, within a gigantic palace, the Thunder Emperor was seated high on his throne, looking incomparably majestic. Below, 3 people stood. When Sovereign Thunderbolt's figure appeared, 2 of them knelt down, while 1 remained standing. "Greetings, Dizun." The 3 of them paid their respects. 2 of them were still kneeling, prostrating themselves on the ground. The other one was still standing, only slightly bowed. Looking at the 3 people below, the Thunder Emperor did not say a word. Beside him, an old man's expression was unsightly as he berated, "Audacious! Why didn't you kneel in front of His Majesty?" Below, the man bowed and said in a deep voice, "I respect Dizun only because of his strength." Kneeling before a venerable sovereign represented the will to fight. "I only respect venerable sovereign's strength, but I won't lose my fighting spirit." Impudent! The old man was enraged. His aura erupted and was incomparably powerful. However, he was still not at the desperation realm, but he was still one of the most powerful rank 9 ones. The Thunder Sovereign didn't get angry, as if he didn't care about it at all. For a venerable sovereign, such a small scene was nothing out of the ordinary. Many proud chosen ones had always thought that they could be on an equal footing with venerable sovereigns. When they reached a bottleneck and couldn't advance any further in their lives, these people would realize how ridiculous their pride had been. A venerable sovereign was indeed a venerable sovereign, no matter how good one's talent was. Even if one advanced by leaps and bounds, it did not mean that one could prove one's Tao and become a martial emperor. The Thunder Sovereign raised his hand gently. Seeing this, the old man hurriedly restrained his aura and no longer erupted his aura. The Thunder Sovereign didn't care about the people standing. He looked at the 2 people kneeling on the ground and said lightly, "Look up." Both of them hurriedly looked up. At this moment, Fong Ping was not here. Otherwise, he should have been able to recognize one of them. Chang Shanqi. Chang Rong Sky's Chang Shanqi. Chang Rong Sky's Heavenly Emperor was killed. Chang Rong Sky was sealed. The person who guarded Chang Rong Sky's peak did not dare to open Outland or take a step out of Outland. The venerable sovereign was dead. Seeing that this peak seemed like he was going to seal Outland until the end of the world, the uneasy Chang Shanqi was unwilling to wait for death. He wanted to live, but he couldn't. The group of people who besieged and killed Fong Ping in the emperor's tomb that day were either dead or surrendered. If Li Wuji, he surrendered directly to Fong Ping. But he couldn't. Chang Rong Sky and Long Biantian were irreconcilable enemies. Now that Chang Rong Sky's Heavenly Emperor was dead, Long Biantian was on Fong Ping's side. How would he dare to mention surrendering to Fong Ping? He didn't want to die. Therefore, when some people from the evil sect were active in the catacombs, he took the opportunity to find a way and join the evil sect. Chang Shanqi, a top-notch rank, 9 ranked near the top. Li Wuji, Chang Shanqi, Devil Swordsman. These powerhouses' rankings were similar that day. Their rankings were also similar. They were all top-notch, rank 9s that were one step away from the peak. The Thunder Venerable Sovereign looked at the uneasy Chang Shanqi and smiled. He had rank 9 powerhouses under his command. Many, almost 100 people, but there were not many top-notch rank 9s under his command. Of course, there were. For example, the rank 9 old man beside him was also a top-notch rank 9 at level 10 origin. This time, he had 3 quotas. Even if he was now the strongest powerhouse in Divine Court, he didn't dare to break the rules, because Feng Yun and earthly talents were still there. Moreover, there might not be any effect if more people went to Enlightened Cliff. It was fine if he didn't send people. If he did, then there was at least a 70% chance that the other party could become a true god. This way, they could help him and not waste the quota. Chang Rong Heaven's Chang Shanqi was very suitable. This was a veteran powerhouse, very close to becoming a true god. Chang Shanqi's master was Chang Rong Heavenly Emperor, one of the ancient venerable sovereigns. His combat techniques, golden body, and spiritual consciousness were all top-notch, and Chang Rong Heavenly Emperor was dead. This was the key. With Chang Rong Heavenly Emperor dead, Chang Shanqi had also offended King Fong Ping. He had no way out. Only by clinging to this thigh could he have hope of surviving. Chang Shanqi, do you know why this emperor summoned you? I don't know. Chang Shanqi said nervously, it's my honor to be able to see you. Ridiculous. The Thunder Venerable Sovereign suddenly sneered. Your master is Chang Rong Heavenly Emperor, one of the ancient venerable sovereigns, close to the realm of a saint. He's stronger than this emperor. Why do you have to say such hypocritical words to this emperor? Chang Rong Heavenly Emperor was definitely stronger than him. There was no doubt about that. One of the 4 Brahma lords. If he was weaker than him, then there was nothing to fear from beyond heaven. Chang Shanqi didn't say a word. He didn't dare to speak, extremely nervous. The Thunder Sovereign frowned slightly and said slowly, this sovereign is willing to give you a chance to become stronger, a chance to take revenge. You offended a sovereign personage. If you do not become stronger, you can only wait for death. This emperor won't protect you for a lifetime either. Trash doesn't have the qualifications to obtain this emperor's protection. After saying that, Thunder Sovereign lightly clapped his hands. In the next moment, 4 rank 9 martial artists walked into the hall, all of them at level 7 origin. Chang Shanqi, stand up! Sovereign Thunder shouted, and Chang Shanqi hurriedly stood up. They are the 4 commanders of my Thunderbolt Legion. They are all at the level of level 7 origin, And when they combine their strength, they can fight against level 10 origin. You defeat them, no, kill them. They live, you die. They die, you live. Chang Shanqi's expression changed drastically. For level 7 origin experts who knew how to combine their attacks, commander of the Thunder Army, Thunder Sovereign actually wanted him to fight with them. Empyrean Thunderclap had a cold look in his eyes. The choice is yours. Do you accept or do you refuse? He did not mention the consequences, but Chang Shanqi's heart turned cold. Rejection would probably mean death. Since that was the case, he had to take a gamble. He was afraid of death. If he was not afraid of death, he would not walk out of Changrong Heaven. He was afraid that Changrong Heaven would be destroyed. At this moment, hearing what was said, he quickly said, "Emperor, subordinate is willing to fight." Good. As soon as the word good came out, the 4 powerhouses attacked in an instant. A divine spear appeared in Chang Shanqi's hand. With a roar, he also quickly attacked. As soon as the 2 sides came into contact, Chang Shanqi directly shattered the divine spear, instantly injuring one person. With a roundhouse kick, half of the opponent's body was crushed. Chang Shanqi's decisiveness was beyond imagination. He took the joint attack of the other 3 head-on. With a roar, mentality erupted, both hands stretched out, grabbing the opponent. With another roar, with a tearing sound, he tore the opponent apart. Bloody, incomparably bloody. In just one move, the 5 powerhouses fought to the death. No one retreated, no one avoided the battle. Not fighting in front of an Empyrean was courting death. Empyrean Thunderclap seemed very satisfied. He did not even look at Chang Shanqi's sternum being pierced by the other 3. Whether they lived or died depended on themselves. Only the ones who survived were the powerhouses. At this moment, Empyrean Thunderclap looked at the second person and said with a faint smile, "Lei Bao, you are one of the top powerhouses under my command. However, I don't need trash. Spar with Lei Jian. I want to see if you, the commander of the Thunderclap army, is inferior to even Lei Jian, the steward." Lei Jian was the old man beside him. Hearing that, the old man bowed slightly and said in a low voice, "Master, Commander Lei Bao is extremely strong. I might not be a match for him. Give it a try." Empyrean Thunderclap said indifferently, "I have not asked about the Thunderclap army for many years. I also want to see how capable the current commander of the Thunderclap army is." Understood. Lei Jian did not say anything else. Like a ghost, his figure flashed and instantly attacked, stabbing at Lei Bao's head. Lei Bao roared like a leopard. With a punch, airwaves surged. No longer kneeling and trembling, he looked extremely domineering. His strength was also incomparably strong. He was not any weaker than Chang Shanqi and Lei Jian. Both sides exchanged blows quickly, like 2 flashes of lightning constantly flashing in the main hall. Empyrean Thunderclap watched for a while and nodded slightly. Not bad. Chang Shanqi was considered a top-notch powerhouse in Changrong Heaven. In the 3 realms, he was also a top-notch rank 9. The 2 under him were comparable to him in origin energy. This was also proof of their strength. After all, he was just an ordinary Empyrean and a disciple of the divine sect, not an independent Empyrean. It was already not bad to be able to cultivate 2 powerhouses of this level. After watching for a while, Empyrean Thunderclap looked at the last person and said indifferently, "They are very strong. Can you match them?" The person below was silent for a moment, then said slowly, "No, but in a battle of life and death, there are no restrictions on the occasion, place, and time. It is not certain who will live and who will die." "You're talking big." You just entered Origin not long ago. Although you reached rank 5 in one day, I have seen too many geniuses like you. Empyrean Thunderclap sneered and said slowly, Qin Feng Qing. Yes, Qin Feng Qing. The young man below was Qin Feng Qing, who had not been seen for a long time. After the trip to the emperor's tomb, Qin Feng Qing had completely disappeared after taking 100,000 yuan of imperishable substances from Fang Ping. Today, however, he had appeared here. Rank 5 Origin. Stepping into rank 5 in one day, walking more than 400 meters in one day. This was the Qin Feng Qing, who had exploded after leaving. The once-honed Qin Feng Qing had ordinary qualifications. After stepping into high ranks, he had already broken through the barrier of qualifications. Such people usually improved faster, but there was a limit to how fast they could be. Qin Feng Qing stayed at rank 8 for too short a time. Very soon, he finished honing his golden body and entered rank 9. It was hard to imagine. Below, Qin Feng Qing raised his head. Empyrean Thunderclap smiled faintly and said, I chose you not because of how outstanding you are, but because of the heaven-punishing art. Empyrean Thunderclap said playfully, the Devil Emperor, unquestionable swords, heaven-punishing art. You are very suitable for this cultivation method. If not for the Devil Emperor's appearance, I would have thought that you were the reincarnation of the Devil Emperor. In Mount Royal, see, you relied on the heaven-punishing art to fight a rank 4 Origin with a rank 6 golden body, which was somewhat beyond my expectations. After that, you entered rank 7 golden body without any hindrance, advanced to Origin through rank 7, and stepped into Origin in one day. This speed is faster than I imagined. Qin Feng Qing, tell me, should I tear you apart and take a closer look? Qin Feng Qing said in a deep voice, Venerable sovereigns are powerful, and I am far inferior to them. If the sovereign really wants to kill me, he can do it with a single thought. But since Dizun asked me to come here, there must be a need. As for the heaven punishment incantation, Dizun also knows that I can't teach you this sword incantation, even if I teach it orally. As for stepping into level 5 Origin, Qin Feng Qing was no longer in his previous crouching posture. He raised his head and looked at Thunder God Venerable, saying with extreme confidence, because I am Qin Feng Qing, because my Tao is invincible. I understood the Origin when I was a rank 7, walking more than 400 meters in a day as a rank 9 is nothing. Thunder Sovereign sneered and said, There are many people like you. In the beginning, one could indeed make rapid progress. However, as soon as one encountered a setback, one would quickly come to a halt, perhaps even going crazy. This was the so-called path of invincibility. In the 3 realms, you're not the only martial artist who thinks that he's invincible. There are many who walk this path of invincibility. However, this kind of person could not be defeated. At the very least, he could not be defeated by someone of the same cultivation level. If he lost, he would be crippled. Qin Feng Qing, do you really think you're invincible? You're Fang Ping's opponent at the same rank. What about Wang Jinyang? What about Yao Qingjun? What about Li Hansong? What about Qi Huanyu, Zhao Xingwu, Li Changshen, Li Wuqi, Ling Xiao, Gu Qing, Luo Yu? Thunder God Venerable shook his head lightly and said, You humans and other forces have many outstanding people at the same rank. Although you, Qin Feng Qing, are not weak, you've never fought with these people before. Your so-called invincibility is just what you think. He had seen Qin Feng Qing in action. He was quite powerful. After entering rank 9, he fought with a rank 7 demon in misery and won. However, that demon was only a normal rank 7. Qin Fengqing relied on good weapons, strong combat techniques, and a large amount of imperishable substance on him to defeat the other party. But Luo Yu and the others, which one of them did not have good weapons and good combat techniques? Was Qin Fengqing really a match for these people? Not now, but when he was at the same rank. The path of invincibility was easy to walk. Some people who looked at the sky from the bottom of a well thought that they were invincible, but the path of invincibility was the hardest to walk. Once the heart of invincibility was broken, one would be crippled. This was a double-edged sword. It was fast to become strong, but it was also fast to become crippled. Qin Fengqing's expression did not change. He said in a low voice, "Since we've never fought, never at the same rank, then I've never been defeated. When I'm at the same rank, I'll naturally find them one by one and defeat them. I'll be the king of the same rank." Many people have said this before. Thunder God Venerable smiled faintly and said, "But in the end, almost all of them died or were completely crippled. Crippled, it's worse than death." However, this emperor also wants to see if you can continue to be invincible. Of course, the current you doesn't seem to be qualified yet. Dare I ask, Emperor, what do I have to do to qualify? Thunder God Venerable said lightly, "It's simple. Aren't you a human? Go back to the human world and kill one of Wang Jinyang and the other two. Then you'll be qualified." Qin Fengqing was silent. After a while, he said, "Forgive me, Emperor. I can't do it. Fang Ping is on Earth. With him around, I won't attack the humans on Earth. I won't dare." Won't dare? Thunder God, Venerable, seemed a little surprised. He laughed and said, "You think you're invincible, and you say you won't dare? Are you afraid of him? Since you're afraid of him, how can you be invincible?" Qin Fengqing took a deep breath and said slowly, "I won't dare unless I'm at the same rank. Unless I'm at the same rank and have the strength to match him. Then I dare to fight him. Fang Ping is also invincible. He has never been defeated. Since he started practicing martial arts, he has never been defeated at the same rank, no matter who he faces. He is also the most monstrous genius in the three realms. If I can defeat him at the same rank, I think that one day my origin Tao will advance by leaps and bounds. If I can't attack him, regardless of whether he kills me or not, I will be completely crippled. There will be no Qin Fengqing in this world." As soon as he said this, Thunder God Venerable's expression became more serious. He said lightly, "Indeed, the King of Man is very outstanding. If he wasn't outstanding, he wouldn't have become the King of Man, couldn't have killed Dizhou and Dihui, couldn't have destroyed the three great blessed grotto heavens. This person is a great enemy of the divine sect. If you can defeat him at the same rank as him in the three realms, no one will doubt that you're invincible at the same rank. The road to invincibility will indeed advance by leaps and bounds." He agreed with Qin Fengqing's words. At this time, whoever still underestimated Fang Ping was an idiot. Fang Ping was a real monster. Whether or not he was the reincarnation of Emperor of Heaven Reverse, he was a monster. However, Thunder God Venerable still put on a faint smile. "If you don't dare to kill those people, how can you prove that you are loyal to the divine sect? I don't need to prove it." Qin Fengqing looked up. "I practice martial arts only to become stronger, only to be invincible. I am not loyal to the divine sect, nor to mankind. I only cultivate for myself and fight for myself. If Thunder God Venerable can help me, then I am willing to fight for him. If not, Thunder God Venerable can either kill me or let me go. Let me continue to fight for myself." Thunder God Venerable looked at him for a long time. Only fight for himself. That was the road to invincibility. Most of the powerhouses who took this road were like that. Loyalty, reliability. To become stronger, these people didn't care about anything because their belief was that they were the strongest, that they were invincible. To become stronger, they could give up everything. Such people were terrifying, but also fragile. Thunder God Venerable smiled and said lightly, "Are you confident you can become a true immortal?" Yes, this emperor is asking the wrong question. Thunder God Venerable laughed in spite of himself. This was a wasted question. This kind of person could only answer like this. This emperor is a little curious about something. You are a martial artist of the human world. Becoming stronger is to protect. And why do you want to become stronger? Protect. A martial artist who took the road to invincibility would protect the weak. It shouldn't be possible. Thunder God Venerable smiled again. Qin Feng Qing, why do you want to become stronger? Qin Feng Qing was silent for a moment and said slowly, to become stronger. Thunder God Venerable understood. Becoming stronger for the sake of becoming stronger. This kind of person was very interesting. This kind of person would either die very early or become a killing machine in the end. Could this be the reason why the demon emperor imparted the heaven-punishing art to him? What did the demon emperor want to do? Of course, the current Qin Feng Qing was not qualified to make him feel threatened. Interesting, very interesting. Thunder God Venerable said, lightly, "Forget it. This emperor will give you this chance. Since you don't dare to be enemies with Fang Ping, then go kill someone. Kill him, and you will be qualified to become one of the 3 people this time." Kill who? Ping Yu Heaven, Yu Duo. Qin Feng Qing was silent. Yu Duo, Ping Yu Heaven's top rank, 9, origin level 10. When the myriad heavens and realms ranking list came out, Yu Duo was ranked 23rd. Thunder God Venerable actually asked him to go kill him. You don't dare to be enemies with the human race. That ally. I believe you don't dare to go and kill either. Thunder God Venerable smiled faintly and said, Ping Yu Heaven is your human race's enemy. Could it be that you don't dare to go and kill too? Didn't you say that when you encountered Chang Shan Qi and the rest, no time limit, no place limit, you have the confidence to survive? Since that's the case, you go and kill Yu Duo. This emperor knows that Yu Duo recently left Ping Yu Heaven and also wants to find lucky chances to enter true God realm. This emperor doesn't care whether you're loyal to the human race or not, and also doesn't care who you're loyal to. At least right now, you need this emperor's help. If you succeed in confirming your Tao, this seat doesn't need you to do too much. Kill one person, you can leave or stay as you please. Kill who? You kill Yu Duo first, then talk. But there's no harm in telling you two, true God realm powerhouses. Thunder God Venerable said coldly, either you kill him or this emperor kills you. It's not convenient for this emperor to make a move to kill him, but it's convenient for this emperor to make a move to kill you. Qin Feng Qing understood and quickly said, sure. You kill Yu Duo first, then talk. Finished speaking, he added, at most 3 days. 1 day's time is enough for you to find Yu Duo. Within 2 days, you have to kill Yu Duo. If you do it, you have the qualifications. If you can't, you can go and die yourself. No problem. Qin Feng Qing answered sullenly. He did not say anything else and turned to leave. As for Chang Shan Qi and the rest who were still fighting in the Great Hall, he did not even look at them. After he left, Lei Jian injured Lei Bao with 1 strike and retreated, saying softly, Lord, this person is only at level 5 origin. Are we really going to give him this chance? He's very interesting. Thunder God Venerable said coolly, this kind of person doesn't need to be controlled. This seat only needs him to achieve this seat's objective. You and Lei Bao both go to Tao Comprehension Cliff. I will arrange for him to enter Tao Comprehension Cliff. It won't take up this emperor's spot. As he said that, he looked at Chang Shanqi, who had killed another person not far away, and said with a faint smile, "Enough, Chang Shanqi. You, Lei Jian, and Lei Bao all have the qualifications." Very good. The three of them were all top-notch powerhouses. They all had hope. As for Qin Fengqing, there was hope too. Of course, he would arrange for Qin Fengqing to go under someone else. The premise was that he could return alive after killing Yu Duo, Fang Ping's good friend, the Devil Emperor's pawn. A powerhouse who walked the path of invincibility. These three identities were actually very conflicting. He really wanted to see what kind of result this kind of person would cause when he became stronger. Presumably, it would be very interesting. Chapter 10, 85. Central Divine Court. Fang Ping had just followed the two paragons to fly to the central area of the Divine Hall when he suddenly saw a silhouette flashing by and disappearing from the side, flying out rapidly. Fang Ping turned his head to look, his gaze shifting slightly. At this moment, the two absolute pinnacles also noticed that person. Seeing that person fly past, Di Fei raised his eyebrows and said, "This person is a martial artist of the human world." Di Qi knew and smiled. "Yes, Qin Fengqing. Of course. It's hard to say if he's still considered one. I heard that the Thunder Guardian took him in as a disciple. Now that he's summoned back to Pantheon, could it be for the upcoming Enlightenment Cliff trip?" Him. True Lord Di Fei raised his brows. "This person is only at level 5 origin. He wants to go to Tao Comprehension Cliff. It's hard to say. You also know that it's easier to walk the path of a martial artist. Furthermore, he has a close relationship with the sovereign personage, Fang Ping, and the others. He might have a chance." "Protector, aren't you afraid of nurturing a tiger?" Di Fei frowned and said, "Although martial artists in the human world are demons, these demons are also united. That is why they are demons. If he were another Zhao Xingwu, that would be fine. But Zhao Xingwu is Zhao Xingwu. This person might not be the same." Di Fei continued, "This person can betray the human race now. In the future, I'm afraid. That's the Guardian's job. But this person?" Ground Qi said disapprovingly. Ground Oddity thought for a moment, then turned his head to look at Fang Ping. "Nephew, if you meet him at Enlightenment Cliff, kill him. This person walks the unmatched path. The stronger his conviction, the easier it is for him to become stronger. Once he truly becomes a true deity and slaughters his way out of the blood Tao, he might bring us great trouble. Protector, I'm afraid you have ulterior motives for letting him enter the cliff of enlightenment." In front of Fang Ping, he did not hide anything. He had to guard against the Thunder Protector. Now that he wanted to rope in the Yun father and son, he naturally had to make things clear. Even if this person has ulterior motives and is related to divine sex and not the human race, he will still fight to the death. If he doesn't become a true deity, then so be it. Once he becomes a true deity, before the true deities of the unequaled path are defeated, he will be extremely powerful. Di Qi knew quite a bit about Qin Fengqing. He smiled and said, "Of course, you don't have to worry too much about it. The so-called invincibility was just bragging. It's hard to say if we'll let him enter the cliff of enlightenment." Fang Ping nodded, then said, "I know this person. That day when I entered the necropolis of the gods with Fang Ping, Yun Sheng also researched some of the human race. This person has a good relationship with Fang Ping. They're even from the same sect. Lord Protector, aren't you afraid that he'll enter the Pantheon?" Di Qi smiled and said, "It's fine. There are people watching when this person goes in and out. He won't be able to find the passageway. Moreover, Lord Protector must have a spiritual sense attached to him, so he won't be able to stir up any trouble." Fang Ping nodded again and smiled. This person has betrayed the human world. Isn't he afraid that Fong Ping will hunt him down? That's his business. Oddity said indifferently, life and death are decreed by fate. If he died, then so be it. If he didn't die, then that was his luck. Sooner or later, he wouldn't be able to escape death. This person used the heaven-punishing art at Mount Royal Sea. Protector, you probably have some intention of probing him. Probe. Fong Ping did not understand. Maybe it's to test the demon sovereign's weakness? Di Chi smiled as he flew back to his mansion. This old man doesn't know the specifics, but the demon emperor's level is too high. It doesn't have much to do with us, so there's no need to worry too much about it. Even the Thunder Protector was not qualified to participate in this. In Oddity's opinion, he might have other motives for taking Qin Feng Qing in. He thought for a while and smiled. Maybe it's for the demon sovereign's heaven-punishing art. Maybe it's for this person's invincible path. Or maybe it's simply for Fong Ping and the rest. You don't have to care about these, my dear nephew. These days cultivate in peace. When Enlightened Cliff opens, my dear nephew will enter it and prove his Tao as a true god. That's the most important thing. Fong Ping nodded. What he was thinking, however, was not known to outsiders. Qin Feng Qing came to the evil sect. What was this guy trying to do? I've said it before, I don't care what you do, but if your hands are stained with human blood, I'll cut all ties with you. I'll definitely kill you. Fong Ping's eyes revealed a touch of melancholy. They had all grown up. Everyone had their own path. Fong Ping had his own path. Old Wang and the rest also had their own path. Everyone was working hard for their own path ahead. Like Zhao Xuemei, like Chun Yinxi, but Qin Feng Qing, the path he was walking, Fong Ping did not know how he wanted to go. Demon Sovereign, Thunder Emperor, Evil Sect, Dark Sky Emperor, he was involved in a lot of things. Qin Feng Qing had always been taking risks. With the strength of a weakling who had not reached the absolute peak, he constantly took risks to seek benefits, to become stronger. Therefore, the speed at which he became stronger was very fast. It was even faster than imagination. And all of this was because of his gamble. He was betting on the future. Was there such a good thing as a pie falling from the sky? Demon Sovereign taught him combat techniques. Thunder Emperor wanted to send him to Enlightened Cliff. Did he not need to pay a price for this? But he had to admit that while he was taking risks, he also gained a lot. Otherwise, even if humans were becoming stronger much faster now, Qin Feng Qing could not possibly advance to rank 9 in such a short time. After all, on the human side, although many high ranks were born, there were really not many rank 9s. I hope that one day I can see you clearly. Fong Ping suppressed the agitation in his heart, no longer thinking about it. If they were friends, then he would treat them well. If they were enemies, he would not be lenient. What did he want to do? God City. This was also the name of the core city, where God Courtyard was located. This place was really like a god realm. Powerhouses were as common as clouds. Here, high ranks could be seen everywhere. It was scarier than the imperial city in the catacombs. There used to be a large number of paragons here, but there were not many now. However, when people like Di Fei came to the evil sect, they usually did not go to their own country, but to the God City. God City was said to be a city left behind from the ancient times. After the battle in the heavenly realm, this fragment was not destroyed. There were ruins left behind, including the 3 great treasure lands, which were left behind in the past. Tall buildings, white, jade-like streets, indestructible city walls. This was the God City. Among them, the most eye-catching was the Kunwang Hall. It was incomparably huge and tall. Standing in the center of the God City, there were a large number of powerhouses patrolling in all directions. The Kunwang Hall was very tall, much taller than the other buildings. This was Fong Ping's first time here. Yun Sheng was not. Yun Sheng had been here before, so Fong Ping spoke less and less, afraid of exposing himself. Although he had been here before, at this moment, Di Fei still said, God City is a good place. There's Enlightened Cliff, the Longevity Fountain, the Kunwang Hall, and many other treasure lands. Di Fei was very concerned about this son of his. Previously, when Yun Sheng came here, he did not come with him. At this moment, he said a few more words, saying again, when this place was established back then, some ruins were excavated, including some powerhouses who died in the aftermath. When the divine sect was first established, the sect leader opened up the God City here. In the beginning, he excavated a few emperor-level remains, dead but not dead. The emperor's remains even rioted back then, causing a lot of casualties. Even until now, the God City has not been completely excavated. Di Fei laughed. The God City is an ancient building. The Kunwang did not want to destroy the God City, so he did not dig deeper. However, it is said that there might be some powerhouses remains under the God City, even living ancient powerhouses. Fong Ping said in surprise, living ancient powerhouses. This was not even mentioned in the 9-star intelligence. That's right. Di Fei saw Fong Ping's surprise and laughed. Of course, it's just a rumor. The sect leader is so powerful. If there really is, he might have discovered it long ago. However, the God City originally had a large array. The sect leader was not willing to dig too much because he did not want to destroy the large array. It's hard to say whether there are powerhouses who escaped underground. However, these years the divine sect has also opened up some underground secret rooms, but nothing has been discovered. It might just be a rumor. Fong Ping nodded. Di Fei said again, but try not to go underground, in case something happens. I know. Enlightenment Cliff will open in a few days. Don't wander around. The God City is not peaceful recently. Understood. The father and son talked for a while. Di Fei did not go to his mansion. He also had a mansion here. However, at this moment, he needed to be on the same side as Di Qi. He was not strong enough. Without Di Qi, he would feel uneasy. In a courtyard in Di Qi's mansion, as one of the top 10 true lords, Di Qi's mansion was very big, beyond imagination. The God City was also very big. Therefore, these true God powerhouses' mansions could easily occupy tens of thousands of acres. At this moment, Fong Ping was assigned to a courtyard. He was Di Fei's son, and he was also a top rank, 9. Even the powerhouses in Di Qi's mansion were very respectful to him, not daring to slight him. Under the guidance of the powerhouses in the mansion, Fong Ping entered the courtyard and chased everyone away. He used closed-door cultivation as an excuse and went into the secret room. In the secret room, there was a peerless solidification of mentality. In the secret room, Fong Ping's mentality scanned again and again. He also secretly set up dozens of defensive restrictions. Only then did he open the Sanjiao gate and took out a piece of crystal. As soon as the crystal was taken out, very soon a phantom appeared. It was similar to heavenly wood, but more illusory. The phantom appeared, looked around, and said with slight surprise, I didn't expect you to have a foundation here. Is this in a true God's mansion? Fong Ping laughed. Yes, I have foundations in many places in the 3 realms. Not only here, even in the real heavenly realm, I have a foundation. Heavenlywood did not know what to say. Fong Ping laughed. Heavenlywood, let's get straight to the point. You want the myriad regression technique, and I want to get something. How about a deal? Heavenlywood pondered. Little friend, you mentioned 3 conditions earlier. What are the 3 conditions? Number 1, Fong Ping looked at it and said, Don't tell me you don't have your fruit. Fong Ping said in a low voice, I want a very special fruit. I won't be interested in the usual ones. I need a treasure similar to the cat fruit. The cat fruit can repair the origin space and also heal some brain core injuries, but its main function is to repair the origin space. And I need a divine fruit that can repair an emperor-level brain injury. Heavenlywood felt that he could not talk anymore. A divine fruit that could repair an emperor-level brain injury. What kind of concept was this? Anyway, he had never heard of any divine fruit that could repair an emperor-level brain injury. This was too scary, according to the standard of lowering one level to achieve what Fong Ping said. He needed at least a saint-level unique fruit and a heavenly king monster plant's normal fruit. Heavenly king monster plant. Was there such a monster plant in the three realms? How about introducing it to him? Impossible. Heavenlywood was tired. He felt that he had made a mistake coming this time. Once he opened his mouth, it was like a wild cat opening its mouth wide. Yes, a wild cat opening its mouth wide. This style was really like a wild cat. A wild cat would also mention shocking conditions at the drop of a hat. An emperor-level trees. Drink. Fong Ping laughed. Heavenlywood, you're the ancient first tree. Don't you even have this? If that's the case, then I've really underestimated you. Little friend, why do you have to say these conditions that can't be fulfilled? Heavenlywood said with great vicissitudes. These years, I've condensed some emperor-level life springs. I can also repair some simple injuries, including brain injuries. But it's only the simple kind, emperor-level. I'm afraid no one in the three realms can do it. Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. Emperor-level fountain of life. Is there a big difference between this and true God level? I've seen true God level ones before. They don't seem any different from ordinary ones. There's no difference, but the concentration is higher and the life aura is richer. After all, it's condensed from emperor level. Some injuries that low-level fountain of life can't heal can be healed by emperor level. If your flesh is destroyed by an emperor-level powerhouse, emperor-level injuries will be attached. It's naturally difficult for ordinary life springs to heal. However, what I condensed can do it. It can heal brain injuries. Life springs mainly heal physical injuries, including some injuries to spiritual consciousness. But the brain is the foundation of spiritual consciousness. There are only some effects, but the effects won't be too obvious. Can it heal true gods? I'm afraid it'll be difficult. Origin? It's also difficult. The origin realm already involves the path of origin. Fong Ping's expression was unfriendly. In that case, it can only heal brain injuries at the golden body realm. It should be possible. Fong Ping snorted and said unhappily, "To me, that's trash. Even if it can't heal emperor level, it must be able to heal true gods. If that doesn't work, then what do I need these for? Do you think I lack these things?" Having said that, Fong Ping added, "First, let's put it aside for now. Second, I want 100 of your branches to forge 100 true divine weapons." Heavenlywood felt that he could really disappear. There was no need to talk anymore. 100 true divine weapons. What do you think I am? Yes, some of its branches could be forged into true divine weapons. However, in the past 8,000 years, it had only given out 3. Moreover, they were all fighting with the Kuan King's avatar. Some of the branches were broken. Giving these was also for the future. Those powerhouses had refined its branches and forged them into divine weapons. It was actually confident that it could take them back. At critical moments, it could even control the divine weapons and cause fatal damage to those powerhouses. Now, someone had opened his mouth and asked for 100. Who the hell was this guy? Seeing that it did not speak, Fong Ping said unhappily, "This won't do? Then forget it. You don't have anything you want. Why should I cooperate with you? There's no need. I've seen a lot of ordinary treasures. In the three realms, I've seen more treasures than you. I've even seen dozens of divine weapons. Heavenly would want it to curse, but after thinking about it, it might not be an exaggeration. This person knew the cat. It was possible that he had seen it before. Heavenly Wood was helpless. He sighed. Young friend, you're making things difficult for me. I can provide 3 sets of the materials needed for a true divine weapon. Any more than that, I really don't have it. Even so, if I give it to you, my vitality will be greatly damaged. 3 sets. Fong Ping sneered. Are you trying to get rid of a beggar? Forget it. I don't want it. I have divine weapons anyway, although they're broken. My brother has God of War, Bao, God Destroyer, Emperor Armor, Sky Destroyer Sword. Fong Ping chuckled. It's not a big problem for me to borrow these divine weapons. If you give me 100 true divine weapons, I'll be more or less tempted. But 3. Fong Ping shook his head. I'm not interested in this. Heavenly Wood was speechless. After a moment of silence, he said, Young friend, 100 sets is indeed too much. If I really give it to you, my body will probably collapse completely. 10 sets of materials. This is the limit that I can offer. If you're still not satisfied, then there's no need to talk anymore. What Heavenly Wood provided was actually only the raw materials, the main materials. If he really wanted to forge a supreme divine weapon, he would have to fork out a lot of treasures. However, the main materials were the hardest to find. With the main materials, the rest was easy. Fong Ping had looted the lands of the 3 major realms. He did not lack these. Supreme divine weapons were good stuff. Right now, there were not many people at the top of humanity who had supreme divine weapons, including those human powerhouses in the fake sky grave. Most of them were barehanded. Even if they had divine weapons, they were not at the desperate realm, or they were simply broken supreme divine weapons. Humans were poor. When Fong Ping heard that there were only 10 sets, although he was a little dissatisfied, he still said reluctantly, 10 is fine too. I'm not a calculative person. Thirdly, you have to help me do something. What? Kill an emperor level. Heavenly Wood suddenly hid in the crystal board. It did not want to come out. It was also its bad luck to meet this person. 3 conditions, one more difficult than the other. Kill an emperor level. What did you think an emperor level was? Even saints did not dare to say that they could kill an emperor level for sure. It was only an emperor level now. How could it kill an emperor level? Heavenly Wood, don't you want to come out and talk? Fong Ping laughed. Some things can be discussed. I don't need to tell you what the primordial chaos technique is that you need. You know it. An emperor's item, a divine weapon as a legacy item, it can be said to be incomparably precious. For something like this, you can't do it without paying the price. Think about it. These things might be more precious than the primordial chaos technique. That might not be the case, right? Heavenly Wood's voice was heard. But young friend, your conditions are too high. I can't do any of them. The primordial chaos technique is of no use to you. Young friend, I'm only passing it on to learn, not snatch it. That's hard to say. Let's say the ugly words first. I'm still worried about you. When the time comes, if you covet my divine emperor, who can I go to reason with? Fong Ping laughed. That's why I said that my conditions are really not much. Heavenly Wood was speechless. After a while, he sighed. Even I can't kill an emperor level and repair the divine fruit of an emperor level's brain core. But, young friend, if you really want some treasures that can repair the injuries of a true god's brain core, maybe I can provide some to you. As for killing an emperor level, unless I first learn the primordial chaos technique and leave Heavenly Wood Forest, it's impossible to do it. The depths of Fong Ping's eyes flickered. He was just asking for an exorbitant price. This Heavenly Wood actually had it. Initially, he was waiting for the other party to bargain. Now, it seemed that his bargaining skill was not very good. But the key was he did not have the primordial chaos technique. If Heavenly Wood really agreed, Fong Ping did not think that it would first complete the conditions and then ask him for the primordial chaos technique. It was not easy to fool. Fong Ping sank into deep thought. The injuries on his brain core did not need to be completely healed. It was fine as long as it did not affect his advancement to Paragon. Now, there were still about 350 cracks. Fong Ping felt that if he repaired half of them, he should be able to advance to the impasse realm. There should not be any danger of it shattering. Could Heavenly Would provide him with these? Chapter 1086. Give me the treasure to repair the brain core first. Fong Ping thought for a while and asked for treasures straight away. He would fix his brain nucleus first. Now, in order to recover his brain nucleus, he was willing to do anything. He was about to face the minor barrier of 11,000 hertz. Fong Ping was worried that the cracks would increase again. He had to repair a portion of the cracks immediately. Tian Mu had already disappeared earlier, and he didn't show himself now. He spoke directly in the crystal. This is just a wisp of this old man's spiritual consciousness. It doesn't contain any treasure. Young friend, don't worry. If this old man really learns the all things return to one technique, then there's nothing to talk about. Fong Ping was straightforward. If they were not going to give it to him, then there was no need to talk. I don't have such a thing. Tianmu had never seen such a negotiating attitude in his life. After a while, his voice seemed a little depressed as he said, "Little friend, you can go to Skywood Forest and get it yourself. However, you need to teach me some of the Tao formula first." Tianmu wasn't stupid. He would give him a little first. Fong Ping was speechless. I don't know how. Didn't I tell you? On top of the Divine Emperor Ho. The Divine Emperor Ho is probably still with Ash Cat. But don't worry, if you agree to my conditions, I will naturally give it to you. I don't have many good points, but I have to keep my word. Don't you trust me? Tianmu really wanted to curse. Were there things that could be solved with trust? You don't want to give me something, so you start asking me for something. Is this the attitude of a transaction? You took the things and ran away. How are you going to reason with me? Fong Ping seemed to have realized this as well. After some thought, he said, "Since we've reached this point, then I'm not afraid to tell you something. My identity is extremely honorable. I will never lie to you. I am the king of the human race." Heavenly Wood said nothing. Fong Ping laughed. "You don't believe me?" Having said that, Fong Ping injected a wisp of origin aura into the crystal. Cultivators could sense whether someone was walking on the Runhuang path or not. The first time Lao Zhang saw the cat knew that Lao Zhang had taken the Runhuang path and was a ruthless person. The cat did not dare to get too close to Lao Zhang and hurriedly ran away. Many people saw Elder Zhang and sensed that he was a cultivator who had walked the Runhuang path. This was related to the origin. Was Fong Ping a Runhuang Dao powerhouse? Fong Ping thought so. He even felt that more than half of the human experts were actually walking this path. Of course, some people walked deeper, while others walked shallower. He should have walked quite a deep path. Sure enough, when he sent some of his origin chi into the crystal, it trembled slightly. Tianmu exclaimed in shock, "The way of human sovereign." The real human sovereign path. The person in front of him had really walked the legendary Tao, the Tao of the sovereign that was even more profound than the Tao of the people. It was the number one ancient tree, and its knowledge was not much less than that of a cat. It sensed it. He sensed that the wisp of origin aura was different. Yes, different. It was as if it was a mixture of countless origin energies. Tianmu was recalling some memories. He recalled some things related to the emperor, the human race, the origin of all things, the emperor of the human race, the emperor of all living things. Human emperor, I think it's better for you to change your title. What's there to change? In his memory, the two emperors sat under a tree, playing chess and chatting. One of them was Ren Huang. Tianmu was recalling. In his memory, Ren Huang chuckled, "Human emperor, must one walk the human sovereign path to be the human sovereign? Moreover, who in the three realms can walk the human sovereign path? The Tao of the people is easy, but the human sovereign path is difficult. There are millions of people, but only you. How can you do as you wish? Since there is no human sovereign, why can't I be the human sovereign?" Opposite him, a middle-aged man said lightly, "The karma is too great. You are the human sovereign, and the next day, the human sovereign will appear. You will have to fight. Say that after you become the human sovereign." Ren Huang did not think much of it, and then smiled, "But I might be able to walk the real human sovereign path. Didn't the beast sovereign walk half of the demon sovereign path?" The beast sovereign was not called the demon sovereign because he did not walk the demon sovereign path. The beast sovereign was also one of the few powerhouses among the 9 sovereigns who had walked the sovereign path. The monster sovereign, in the past, when the beast sovereign achieved Tao, chickens and dogs ascended to heaven. Those were real chickens and dogs. Because he walked the beast sovereign path, he obtained the recognition of all beasts, protected all beasts, and was rewarded by all beasts. That was how he became an emperor. Of course, the beast sovereign did not walk the complete path. He only obtained the recognition of the beasts. Moreover, there were not many beasts at that time. The human sovereign path could not be compared to it. Before the 3 realms human immortals were divided, they were all humans. To walk the human sovereign path in the 3 realms was as difficult as ascending to heaven. But if one really walked it, it would be extremely terrifying. The middle-aged man shook his head. Difficult. The human sovereign, the recognition of the human race, and the public election of the human race. It is as difficult as ascending to heaven. Not necessarily. Ren Huang laughed. In times of great crisis, there will be great prosperity. If one cannot walk the human sovereign path, it is not impossible to walk the human sovereign path after obtaining the recognition of some humans. Human sovereign path. Sovereign path. That's true. The conversation between the two ended very quickly. At this moment, Heavenly would recall these, once again carefully comprehending the origin chi that Fong Ping transferred earlier. Was this the human sovereign path or the human sovereign path? The path of the people, the path of the human sovereign, the path of the human sovereign. It could be said that this was actually a series. Including the catacombs, some powerhouses walked the path of the people. Actually, in the end, those people in the catacombs were also humans. It was just that back then, when the 3 realms were separated and the immortal source was divided, these people in the land realm thought of themselves as immortals and broke away from the human race. Their path could also be called the path of the human sovereign or the path of the human sovereign. These 3, there were similarities and differences. The path of the people was the simplest. It was just obtaining the recognition of some people, the determination of the origin, and the breakthrough to prove one's path. As for the path of the human sovereign, it was much more profound. Just like old Zhang, he would receive feedback from some people. The human race was strong, and old Zhang was strong. Old Zhang's origin chi was similar to Fong Ping's. It was deeper than Fong Ping's, mixed with the aura of billions of humans. It was very weak, almost undetectable. It was not that the origin had become someone else's origin, but that one's own origin would be contaminated with some human aura. Therefore, when old Zhang appeared and his qi activity erupted, powerhouses would know that he had walked the human sovereign path. The human sovereign path was also known as the human sovereign path. At this moment, the feeling that Fang Ping gave Skywood was the same. Fang Ping had walked the human sovereign path. As for whether it was the human sovereign path or the human sovereign path, Skywood felt that it was probably the human sovereign path. Even so, not everyone could walk it. This required the recognition of the human race, the recognition of the human race powerhouses, the recognition of many, many people in the human race. Only when they felt that he could take on the position of the human race's leader would such a path appear. A powerhouse who could obtain the recognition of the entire clan, a leader. At this moment, Skywood was starting to believe Fang Ping's words. Such a person was a man of his word. If he said that he would give him the primordial chaos technique, there was a high probability that it would not be a problem. Could it be that the dignified leader of a clan could not even do this? He did not know Zhang Tao was not familiar with Fang Ping. If Fang Ping knew, he would probably scratch his head. This was hard to say. If the true kings in the catacombs knew, they would probably scold Skywood for being a fool. Did you believe Zhang Tao and Fang Ping? These two people did not have the slightest self-awareness of a leader. They were really swindling, stealing, and resorting to every conceivable means. The shame of a true king was not an empty title. Of course, he could call old Zhang the shame of a saint now. As for the shame of a true king, perhaps he could hand it over to Fang Ping. This old man's eyes are blind. At this moment, Skywood was also surprised. He did not expect to meet a true king so casually. No wonder he felt that there was something wrong with this person. But this was Pantheon, where the Kuan king was. Skywood's thoughts stirred. This true king in front of him had even deceived him, and even the Kuan king's clone. This was unexpected. The other party should not be from Pantheon. Could it be that he had other motives for coming to Pantheon this time? No, he seemed to want him to deal with the emperor-level powerhouse. Skywood thought for a while and said, "Since the true king has promised, this old man will naturally believe you. However, it's best that you don't go to Skywood Forest now. Young friend, I don't know if you are in urgent need of this item. If not, when you leave, this old man will deliver the treasure to you." He took a step back now. He did not need Fang Ping to give him the primordial chaos technique first. However, if he wanted to give it to him, he had to wait until Fang Ping left. Otherwise, it would not be appropriate for him to appear in Skywood Forest frequently. Moreover, Skywood had some other ideas. After thinking for a while, he added, "However, to repair the brain nucleus, even if this old man gives you some treasures, the difficulty is still very high. I wonder who needs this item. Young friend." Fang Ping smiled. A powerhouse. In the previous battle, his mentality was severely damaged. His brain nucleus was shattered, and there are many cracks. Now, it needs to be repaired. Powerhouse. Are there many cracks in his brain nucleus? Many, Fang Ping said in a low voice. The entire brain nucleus, from the outside to the inside, is cracked like ice. There are hundreds of cracks. Not dead yet? Skywood's words made Fang Ping speechless. Skywood was shocked too. Not dead yet. His brain nucleus was not shattered. There were hundreds of cracks, and they were penetrated from the inside to the outside. Skywood's mentality brushed past Fang Ping slightly. Could it be the true king himself? But it did not feel like it. If it was really the true king himself, logically speaking, his spiritual consciousness was like a candle flame. But he felt that Fang Ping was still relatively stable. He did not know that Fang Ping used a large amount of origin qi to nourish his brain nucleus. Moreover, Every time his mentality was lost, it would be quickly replenished, maintaining a full state. This was something that others could not do. Then this is difficult. The injuries are so serious. Skywood was also speechless. Soon he said, "In this situation, to save this person, perhaps we can choose to shatter." Fong Ping was stunned. Shatter? Check if this person's brain nucleus is broken. If not, let many powerhouses work together to remove the outer layer of the broken brain nucleus. But this way, this person's spiritual consciousness will be greatly reduced, his strength will be greatly reduced, and his memory will be damaged too. When Fong Ping heard this, he immediately gave up on this idea. What a joke! Was this not what old Zhang and the others said, that the person had changed? Perhaps War King, and the others were like this back then. Of course, it was not as serious as it was for him. The absolute peak of Star City was not necessarily a weak absolute peak in the beginning. However, many people's mentality was severely injured. As a last resort, they could only shatter a part of their brain nucleus and lose their memories. After losing their memories and starting over, their mentality would decline. Even the strength of their golden body would weaken, and their control would also decline. Therefore, this batch of true gods back then became the weak absolute peak. However, they did not think about it. How many of the true gods who could survive the North-South War were weak? The North-South War was so tragic. The true gods who survived were all powerhouses. However, those in Star City became weak, very weak. Other than a few people, most of them only had the strength of a first or second stage absolute peak, or even a second or third stage absolute peak. After all, they were the elites of that batch of true gods back then. At this moment, Fong Ping had thought through all of this. Forget about the shatter. Then, there's another way. Skywood said in a low voice, "We can use the spiritual consciousness crystal to repair it." Of course, the spiritual consciousness crystal is rare, and there are so many cracks. I'm afraid we need a top-notch powerhouse's spiritual consciousness crystal. I know this, but this thing is difficult to get. Do you have it? Of course I don't. Skywood laughed. But there's still a chance. Although some top-notch powerhouses are difficult to kill, even if they are killed, there may not be a spiritual consciousness crystal left behind. But I know that some powerhouses will have clones. The weak ones are not good, but the strong ones are spiritual consciousness clones. Killing these clones will also condense a spiritual consciousness crystal. This is because the clones are constructed from spiritual consciousness. In this way, not only is the chance of a spiritual consciousness crystal being formed higher, but it will also be easier to kill. Moreover, Powerhouse's spiritual consciousness is very high in quality, so the effect of the condensed spiritual consciousness crystal will also be better. A Heavenly King Powerhouse's spiritual consciousness crystal is of some help to a saint. A saint-level spiritual consciousness clone will be helpful to an emperor level. Skywood continued, "Young friend, your good friend's injuries are very serious. According to what you said, I'm afraid it will be harder to heal than expected. If your good friend has true God abilities, he will need at least a saint-level or even a Heavenly King-level spiritual consciousness crystal to heal him." Fong Ping raised his eyebrows. He has true God abilities. Fong Ping did not say that he was at the peak, but his mentality was impressive. In fact, he was at the peak level. According to what Skywood said, he would need at least a saint-level or even a Heavenly King-level spiritual consciousness crystal. Fong Ping felt gloomy. What a joke! Where would he find such a high-level spiritual consciousness crystal? Skywood laughed. There might be a chance. In some ancient battlefields, young friend, you might be able to try. When some powerhouses have fallen, they might leave behind this item. The premise is that no one has taken it away. The heavenly realm is the biggest ancient battlefields. Many people were killed in the aftermath. No one had the time to take these away. Including this place, countless people were killed in the aftermath. If your spiritual consciousness is strong enough and the spiritual consciousness crystal is not destroyed, young friend, you might be able to obtain some. Saints and heavenly kings are not everywhere, right? Of course. That's why, young friend, you can only try your luck. A true God-level spiritual consciousness crystal is of limited help to such injuries. Fang Ping nodded. Gu Qing's was actually considered a desperate realm spiritual consciousness crystal. However, Fang Ping used it last time and repaired 10 cracks. It was better than nothing. The key was saints and heavenly kings. Fang Ping complained in his heart. Where could he get it? If he fought with a saint or a heavenly king, he might be killed in 3 moves. When that time came, he might even be able to condense a spiritual consciousness crystal. After chatting with Skywood, for a while, Fang Ping felt a little frustrated. According to Skywood, even if it could give him some treasures, his injuries were so severe that it might not be of much help. If it was 1 or 2 cracks, there was still hope. However, hundreds of cracks, in Skywood's eyes, such people were no different from dead people. If not, he might as well crush his brain core and recultivate. Fang Ping could not be bothered. Recultivate. It was so difficult for him to reach this step. Moreover, recultivate without memories and become a person who did not know the past. What was the point of recultivating? Unless he really had no hope and could not be saved, then he would only make this choice. Now, Fang Ping felt that he could still heal. Just as Fang Ping was feeling frustrated, Skywood's words piqued his interest. Then, young friend, maybe you can go to the Fountain of Longevity. Fountain of Longevity. That's right. Skywood explained. The Fountain of Longevity is an ancient spring outside the heavenly court in the past. The reason why I could develop spiritual consciousness is also related to the Fountain of Longevity. In the past, the Emperor God used to irrigate with a large amount of Fountain of Longevity. The Fountain of Longevity is the spring water with the richest vitality in the 3 realms. However, after the heavenly realm was shattered, the spirit vein of the Fountain of Longevity was cut off. Now, there are only some remnants of the ancient spring mixed in with the ordinary spring water and difficult to capture. These ancient springs are rich in vitality. Some have even developed some spiritual consciousness. The people in the heavenly court obtained opportunities in the Fountain of Longevity and captured those ancient springs. The brain core is also the foundation of all things. Using a strong vitality to nourish, it might also be useful. Even if it can't, it can also extend lifespan, strengthen the flesh, and purify the spiritual consciousness. It can extend lifespan. Fang Ping did not care about lifespan in the past, but now he knew that this was a good treasure. A large number of ancient powerhouses were now facing the crisis of exhausting their lifespan. If he had this, it might be of great use. Yes, but ancient springs are rare. Unlike in the past, the powerhouses of the 3 realms were inexhaustible. Therefore, the powerhouses of the past all lived for a long time. This has something to do with the Fountain of Longevity. No one knew how long the emperors could live. However, in the past, many emperor-level powerhouses were actually not young, but they still did not worry about the crisis of their lifespan. This had a lot to do with the Fountain of Longevity. Unfortunately, the spirit vein of the Fountain of Longevity had long been cut off. Now, there was only some remnant ancient spring water left, very, very little. In recent years, the amount that could be captured was getting lesser and lesser. This was also the reason why the divine sect did not pay much attention to it. 72 Lord Gods. 8 guardians, 3 guardians. Some of these people had actually reached the limit of their lifespan a long time ago. However, on the divine sex side, almost no one died from exhausting their lifespan. This had something to do with the fountain of longevity. Even so, Fong Ping also knew that the fountain of longevity was still heavily guarded. There were even venerable ones in charge. Of course, it was not like in the past. In the past 1,000 years, almost no one had obtained the ancient spring water. Fong Ping realized that the cult headquarters was really a treasure land. Heavenly Wood Forest, Enlightenment Cliff, Fountain of Longevity, the cult could grow and be so powerful, and it had a lot to do with where they were located. I can't wait here for Enlightenment Cliff to open. I don't know how long it will take for Enlightenment Cliff to open. I can go to the Fountain of Longevity to take a look. Ordinary people might not be able to enter, but Fong Ping, Di Fei, and Di Qi, 2 peerless powerhouses, were protecting him. How many peerless powerhouses were there in the cult now? This little bit of face he still had, not to mention that he himself had displayed the strength of a half-step true god. If he wanted to do it, then he would do it. Fong Ping walked out of the courtyard very quickly. In the courtyard, there was a powerhouse from Di Qi's mansion serving Fong Ping, and it was a woman. It was said that she was Di Qi's great-granddaughter. Rank, 8 strength, was already very strong. Even if powerhouses had descendants, usually there would not be too many. Over the years, some would die of old age, some would die in battle, some would be stuck in a realm and could not advance, and there were even some who committed suicide. Di Qi's great-granddaughter was considered noble. Serving Fong Ping here, everyone with a discerning eye knew Di Qi's thoughts. True Lord Di Fei also knew, but he was also happy to see it happen. At this moment, if the 2 of them were to unite by marriage, then their relationship would be stronger. Regarding these, Fong Ping also saw through it, but he was too lazy to care. An old woman, who did not know how old she was, no matter how beautiful she looked, he was too lazy to take a second look. God City was very prosperous. Fong Ping did not bring many people out. One was Yun He, and one was Di Qi's great-granddaughter, Lan Lin. Di Qi, Di Fei. These were all titles, just like Yun Sheng's surname was Yun. True Lord Di Qi's surname was Lan, and Lan Lin was his descendant. Although her strength had not reached rank 9, she was actually not that old, just over 100 years old. Achieving a golden body at 100 years old was actually not considered old. Do not compare with humans. Humans were a little special, and they happened to encounter great disasters. Great disasters also brought great opportunities, which was why a large number of high-ranked powerhouses under 100 years old were born. In ancient times, those who could achieve high ranks at 100 years old were all geniuses. Lan Lin was obviously a genius, just over 100 years old, and she already had the strength of a golden body 3rd level. However, even if she was only 100 years old, Fong Ping still felt that the other party was too old. 100 years old. Old Zhang was not even 100 years old, an old lady, but Lan Lin looked like an innocent girl. Fong Ping was really speechless. Big brother Yun Sheng. Yun Sheng, who was obviously Lan Lin's grandfather's generation, was now called Big Brother by this woman. That meaning was really too obvious. Fong Ping did not even bother to complain. At this moment, outside the true god's residence, Lan Lin looked innocent, with a bright smile on her face, and asked, "Big brother Yun Sheng, where are we going? You rarely come to God City. Why don't I introduce some friends to Big brother Yun Sheng?" No need. Fong Ping was not interested in playing house with these weaklings. It was useless to know them now. Maybe they would be killed by him in a few days. It would be a waste to know them. To the Fountain of Longevity. Fong Ping's goal was clear, and he walked straight outside, saying as he walked, Is there a true lord in charge of the Fountain of Longevity now? Yes. Lan Lin hurried to catch up, replying, True Lord Dixing is in charge of the Fountain of Longevity. Oh. Fong Ping breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, a true lord with average strength, ranked 66th among the 72 lord gods, was probably also the weakest among the 9 paragons. At most, he was a true lord 3rd level. If he really got something good, and the other party had a bad idea, Fong Ping felt that he could kill him, and then escape, of course, on the premise that the other party dared to attack him. At this moment, Yun He and Lan Lin did not know that Fong Ping had such thoughts. They were ready to kill him and escape before they went. At the same time as Fong Ping walked toward the Fountain of Longevity. In another place, in an incomparably huge mansion, Yen Huang's eyes were cold. He sneered and shouted, Let's go to the Fountain of Longevity. Yun Sheng came to God Court, went to the Fountain of Longevity. This revenge could not be delayed overnight. In God Court, he was not afraid of him. Even if Di Qi and Di Fei were here, his fire lineage also had a true god in charge. His strength was not weak either. Moreover, Yun Sheng was too strong. Enlightenment Cliff was about to open. Who would be willing to let Yun Sheng go to Enlightenment Cliff? The Enlightenment Cliff was not necessarily a peaceful place. Yen Huang sneered, revealing such strength in advance, although he was humiliated, but Yun Sheng's strength was exposed, and he became the target of public criticism. This was good too. Chapter 1087. The Fountain of Immortality was outside the city. Although it was outside the city, it was actually a bustling place. Because of the existence of the Fountain of Immortality, even if ordinary martial artists could not go there, this place had gradually become a small town. Rumor had it that the Fountain of Immortality had a spring tide every 10,000 years. When it erupted, everyone nearby would get a great opportunity. Of course, it was just a rumor. It was up to them to believe it or not. Treasure from the Fountain of Immortality, selling it cheaply, the futon where the emperor sits in seclusion, entering the Fountain of Immortality. There must be great gains. Come and see. The quota for the Fountain of Immortality, 10,000 origin crystals, limited quantity. The Town of Immortality was the name of this town. Fong Ping initially thought that this place was not open to the public, and there would not be many people. He did not expect that this place would form a town. Not only that, but there were also people selling the quota to enter the Fountain of Immortality. Fong Ping was speechless. What was this? Beside him, Lan Lin was not surprised. She smiled and said, The Fountain of Immortality has not appeared for many years, so it is open to the public now. Of course, it is not unconditional. It needs to cost some money. After all, raising soldiers also cost money. At the Fountain of Immortality, there were 1,000 heavenly court soldiers, plus a venerable guarding. That would cost a lot. If that was the case, selling the quota, not only could they raise soldiers, but they could also have a lot of surplus. Heavenly Court was also happy to do so. Fong Ping was speechless, sighed, and said, The futon where the emperor sits in seclusion, these people are quite daring. He was just saying it casually, but Lan Lin said seriously, it may not be fake. Back then, there were emperors who came to the Fountain of Immortality. The sect leader also said that there were emperors who came here. Emperors, divine emperors, earthly emperors, spirit emperors bathed in the Fountain of Immortality. So many emperors had come here. There might be emperor relics here. Fong Ping was stunned for a moment. There really was. The emperor's belongings might actually have some benefits. Of course, it depended on what they were, the accessories they wore, weapons, armor. These things, of course, were good things. But other things to Fong Ping were not too valuable. Fong Ping's eyes glowed, instantly looking at the stall that was selling the emperor futon just now. With this look, Fang Ping cursed softly. I believe you. A praying mat for a sovereign to sit on. One had to know that in the combat heavenly palace, some ordinary stones had been sat on by the combat heavenly the arch. Now, they were almost divine weapons. Ordinary high-ranked ones could not break them at all. A martial emperor had sat on it before, so it shouldn't be any worse than heaven battling Thearchas, right? But this cattail hassock, the golden light in Fang Ping's eyes almost burned the cattail hassock. However, Fang Ping's interest was piqued. He glanced at the stalls on both sides from time to time. In the end, they were either fake or some random treasures disguised as treasures. Fang Ping was helpless. Could he put in more effort when it came to counterfeiting? He suspected that if he had the time to fake it, he might be able to make a fortune. The Fountain of Longevity was in the middle of the town, and the town was built around it. Unlike the periphery, the central area was extremely quiet. There were 1,000 divine court soldiers and a Jew MO guarding this place, so no one else dared to approach. Fang Ping wandered around the periphery for a while. He did not see anything good, so he lost interest and walked straight toward the center. The central region was heavily guarded. Fang Ping, Lan Lin, and Yunhe walked over. Before they reached the place, a few rank 9 martial artists rushed over quickly. These were the powerhouses of the divine court soldiers. Seeing Fang Ping and the others, the middle-aged general in the lead said in a low voice, "Greetings, Your Highness Yun Sheng and Your Highness Lan Lin. Your Highnesses, are you entering the Fountain of Longevity today?" Before Fang Ping could speak, Lan Lin said arrogantly, "That's right. Big brother Yun Sheng is coming to take a look. Quickly lead us to the Fountain of Longevity." The Fountain of Longevity used to be open air, but now it was protected by a basilica, and that Jew MO was waiting in the basilica. "Your Highnesses," the middle-aged general was a little troubled. He said, "The Fountain of Longevity is going to be closed today. The true Lord needs to maintain and strengthen the seal." Lan Lin's expression changed. She scolded, "How dare you lie to me?" She was furious. Yun Sheng wanted to come to the Fountain of Longevity, and she volunteered to accompany him. In the end, she was not allowed to enter. Was she not giving face? She was not too afraid of true Lord Di Xing Di Qi, was a top-notch powerhouse among the divine lords. Especially now, other than Thunder and Earthly Hero, true Lord Di Qi was the strongest powerhouse in the divine court. She was already here. Even if she had to strengthen the seal, she had to be allowed in. "Your Highness, we really can't." Although the middle-aged general was troubled, he still insisted. "The true Lord is strengthening the seal. The Fountain of Longevity's spirit chi has been overflowing in recent days. The true Lord has found a loophole in the seal and is sealing it. We really can't enter." While they were talking, the people behind them were overturned. At this moment, it was different from Fang Ping and the others. Fang Ping and the others came on foot, but at this time, more than 10 carriages flew in the air. Some were pulled by monsters, some were simply divine weapon palaces, and some were like palanquins carried by many powerhouses. From afar, Fang Ping heard the exclamations of the people in the town. Prince Yanhuang from Protector Hua's house. Prince Fengli from Protector Jin's house. Princess Lin Lin from Protector Mu's house. At this moment, everyone was exclaiming. Now, more than 10 descendants of powerhouses had come. There were princes and princesses, and there were also descendants of true gods. They were all very powerful. In the divine court, they were all powerhouses. These people were all top-notch rank, 9 powerhouses. Usually, there were not many people at the Fountain of Longevity. At least, these powerhouses rarely came. It would have been fine if they did not come today, but once they came, so many people came. These people along with their entourage, broke through the air and came. The monsters roared, chi activity erupted. In the town, some weak people suddenly vomited blood, paralyzed on the ground, and the unlucky ones died directly. The town was in chaos. There were also powerhouses in the town. At this moment, they could only protect the town from being destroyed, but they could not care less about some people dying. In front of Fang Ping, the middle-aged general's expression changed slightly. Why were they all here today? But soon his gaze changed slightly. Prince Yunsheng. He understood a little. They were probably all here for Prince Yunsheng. It was said that Yunsheng had reached half-step true god. He entered Enlightenment Cliff and had a high chance of stepping into true god. And now, among the 9 Lord Gods, Ground Qi and Ground Fei had joined forces. Not only that, but true Lord Earth Ping was on good terms with the 2 of them. 3 true god powerhouses. When the sect leader was still here, such forces were nothing. But the sect leader was not in the sect, and these 3 people were very scary. Once Yunsheng became a true god, the middle-aged general understood. Even if these people did not want to kill Yunsheng, they probably wanted to deprive him of the opportunity to enter Enlightenment Cliff, or simply injure him, so that he could not enter. To become a true god, he could not be in a bad state. If he could understand it, Fang Ping thought about it, and roughly understood it too. He was a little helpless. I have always been low-key. Why bother to find trouble with me? At this moment, Fang Ping was calm and did not care about these people coming. At the same time, in the God City, Emperor Thunder's residence, Thunder suddenly laughed. Chang Shanqi, Lei Bao, go to the longevity spring. Yes, the 2 powerhouses answered, but they looked at Emperor Thunder, not knowing what the use of going there was. You'll know when you get there. Just act according to the situation. There is no need to fear anyone in the Thunder residence. Emperor Thunder said calmly, fearlessly. After saying that, he said playfully, those who have a chance to become true god, kill them if you can. If you can't injure them too. The current situation was already a little chaotic. If a few new true gods appeared, it was fine on their side. But what if there were true gods on Earth Hero's side? Not even on Ground Wonder's side. Ground Wonder's side was low-key now, but it did not mean that they would still be low-key if a few more true gods appeared. This time, Ground Wonder's side had 3 true gods, 3 slots. Once there were 3 true gods, and 6 great true gods joined forces, even he would be in danger. Ordinary emperors would find it difficult to fight 5 true gods, especially powerhouses like Ground Wonder, who would be in danger. Below, the 2's expressions changed slightly, and they quickly accepted the order and left. Heaven Inquisition Tower. The huge Heaven Inquisition Tower was still operating rapidly, but at this moment, there was suddenly one more person in the tower. A few powerhouses who were collecting information saw this, and their expressions changed. Then they quickly bowed and said, "Greetings, true Lord Dark Earth." True Lord Dark Earth, ranked 15th among the Almighty. After Earth Hero and Ground Wonder, he was currently ranked 3rd in the Divine Court. He was also the strongest powerhouse in Taoist Fengyun's faction other than Taoist Fengyun. Taoist Fengyun was not around. True Lord Dark Earth was in charge of Heaven Inquisition Tower and was extremely low-key, almost never appearing. But today, he appeared in Heaven Inquisition Tower. Earth Hero, Ground Wonder, Ground Dark, Ground Fei, Ground Ping, Ground Xing, 9 great true lords had appeared one after another. True Lord Dark Earth's face was illusory, low-key as always, but it was still frightening. At this moment, the powerhouse who moved in the dark said softly, "Tell the people of the sovereign residence to go to the longevity spring. Wait for further notice." Yes, sir. No one dared to say more. They quickly informed the powerhouses of the sovereign residence to go to the longevity spring. The wind and cloud faction had 4 spots this time, which was quite a lot. In the Divine City, the powerhouses received the news one after another. A group of emperors and gods had gone to the Longevity Spring. As for Ground Wonder and Ground Fey, they also received the news at this moment. Before they could analyze it, they received an order from the Divine Court. A meeting to discuss the opening of Enlightenment Cliff. As soon as the order came, the 2 true gods' expressions darkened. Suddenly discussing the opening of Enlightenment Cliff at this time made them feel a sense of malice. It came from the Thunder Sovereign, or rather, from everyone. Yun Sheng had been exposed too early. Half-step true god. Were there half-step true gods in the Divine Court? Not necessarily, but these people kept a low profile, and no one showed up. There were not many battles in the Divine Court. Without fighting, the gap between half-step true gods and top rank 9 was not big. However, Yun Sheng had attacked Yen Huang outside the Skywood Forest. That was not all. Coincidentally, Enlightenment Cliff opened, and now Yun Sheng was the only known half-step true god in the Divine Court. If that was the case, did the other parties want Yun Sheng to be a true god? Obviously not. Ground Fey and Ground Wonder quickly arranged for their rank 9s to go to the shore of the Longevity Spring, but they had to go to the Divine Court to discuss the opening of Enlightenment Cliff. Outside the Longevity Spring, carriages, palaces, and palanquins landed one after another. There were even people who came riding rank 9 monsters. It was also extremely domineering. When these people arrived, mentality erupted. It was not an attack, but a suppression, a deterrent. Lan Lin, a rank 8 martial artist, was suppressed immediately. Her face was pale. Yunhe's expression changed slightly, but he was much better. He was also a top rank 9 powerhouse, so he would not collapse under pressure. The Divine Court troops behind him were not affected, so it was not a big problem. And these people's main target was Fong Ping. Fong Ping's face was also pale. He was pretending on purpose. He had no choice but to turn pale. He was not at the Paragon level. More than 10 top-notch rank 9 powerhouses were suppressing him, yet his face did not turn pale. Did this not tell everyone that his mentality was as strong as a paragon's? In the crowd, Yen Huang sneered. The rafters that stuck out rotted first. Since Yun Sheng dared to stick out, he knew that this scene should happen. Not on normal days, but Enlightenment Cliff was about to open. Who would agree to Yun Sheng becoming a true god? Fong Ping did not speak, but Lan Lin gritted her teeth and scolded. What do you want to do? This was too much. This time, the leader was not Yen Huang, but a woman, Lin Lin, descendant of Protector Mu, the daughter of a venerable emperor. The 3 protectors who died were Protector Jean, Protector Earth, and Protector Rain. Protector Mu did not die. Like Protector Hua, he was silent. No one knew if he entered the celestial cemetery or hid outside. Protector Mu's ranking was higher than Protector Hua. Originally, Protector Jin's grandson, Feng Li, should have spoken. However, Protector Jin had fallen that year. Although there was still a true god in the house, his status was far inferior to Protector Mu. At this moment, this woman with a cold temperament looked at Lan Lin and said coldly, "Lan Lin, do you have the right to speak here?" Not to mention that she was only a 3rd-generation descendant of Ground Qi. Even Ground Qi's son did not have the right to speak to her like this. "You humph!" Lin Lin snorted coldly. Fong Ping smiled and coughed softly, saying lightly, "The method is vicious." If you hurt Lan Lin, aren't you afraid that Lord Ground Qi will destroy your family? I thought it was before. Lin Lin's eyes were cold. Lan Lin looked at Fong Ping gratefully. Just now, Lin Lin used a mentality attack on her. Although Fong Ping's face was pale, he still smiled and said, "What a big battle! But is it so straightforward?" These people were too straightforward. They did not even hide when looking for trouble. Lin Lin said coldly, "No need to say more. If you dare to humiliate Yan Huang, you will humiliate the 8 major emperor regions. If you dare to humiliate Yan Huang today, you will dare to ignore us the next day. Yun Sheng, how dare you? Guardian, Lord God, in the heavenly court, you dare to offend the superior, behead Yan Huang, and make him kneel on the ground. Yun Sheng, you are provoking the 8th Lord Residence." Yes, the 8th Lord Residence. The structure of the heavenly court was actually the same as the heavenly court. King Kun wanted to build a heavenly court. The heavenly court had 3 envoys, so there were 3 great guardians. The heavenly court had 8 kings, so there were 8 great guardians. The heavenly court had 36 saints, and the divine sect had 72 Lord gods. The 8 great guardians did not dare to call themselves the 8 kings, but the disciples were all called the 8 kings. Fong Ping did not pay attention to her, but looked at Lan Lin and said with a smile, "What do you think will happen if I kill these people today?" Lan Lin was stunned for a moment. At this moment, a figure broke through the air and arrived. A handsome young man landed and said with a chuckle, "Brother Yun, long time no see." Fong Ping did not know him, but Lan Lin knew him. When she saw this person, she hurriedly said, "Greetings, second grandpa." This person, that was Diqi's son, the second son. The eldest son, who was also Lan Lin's grandfather, was injured too badly in the early years. After that, he was too old, and his lifespan was exhausted, and he died. Fong Ping knew who he was. Lan Hao. Lan Lin called him Big Brother, and Lan Hao called him Brother Yun. It was also messy enough. Fong Ping did not care about this, and said with a smile, "Why is Brother Lan here?" "Come and see." Lan Hao laughed. At this time, another beast roar was heard. In the next moment, Bai Rong, who Fong Ping had seen before, came riding a huge white elephant. From afar, Bai Rong tiptoed and came over. The white elephant stopped at the periphery. "Brother Lan, Brother Yun, the 2 of you came earlier than me." Bai Rong smiled. The 3 of them were considered one side. This time, the 3 of them were going to enter Enlightened Cliff. Nothing could happen to Yun Sheng. If something happened to Yun Sheng, it would be difficult for them to gain anything from entering Enlightened Cliff. The Cliff of Enlightenment was also a place of contention. Lan Hao laughed and nodded. Then he looked at Fong Ping and said, "Brother Yun, you said before, what are the consequences of killing these people?" Lan Hao ignored the cold eyes of others and said with a smile, "What are the consequences? If Brother Yun does not take the initiative, if someone dares to attack Brother Yun, just kill them. Although there are descendants of the protectors are not here. After Brother Yun becomes a true god cannot be humiliated. If you kill them, then so be it." The meaning was clear. If they provoked you, kill them if you can. The premise was that the protectors were not here. The descendants of thunder and wind could not be touched. Before the protectors returned, they would become true gods. Even if they knew that their children were killed, those protectors could not do anything. Yun Sheng's status was not low. He still had an emperor-level grandmaster. Fong Ping nodded slightly, then smiled and said, "If we kill them, can you give us the places to enter Enlightened Cliff?" Lan Hao was stunned. When Fong Ping said they would kill, he actually thought it was to intimidate the other party. After all, there were many peak rank 9s here. Even a demigod might not be able to do anything to them. But now, Yun Sheng began to talk about what would happen after killing them. This guy would not really have such intentions, right? Fang Ping continued to smile and said, I once heard that martial artists in the human world break through in battle, find some evenly matched opponents, break through in danger, break through in despair, and become a true god. As for me, these days, I always feel that something is lacking. Brother Lon, what do you think of me imitating martial artists in the human world? He could not be bothered to play around with these people. If killing them was not a big problem, then he would kill them all. Maybe he could take the opportunity to pretend to be a peak Dao validation. Fang Ping did not want to wait and waste time. He liked to fight fast. Only when he became a peak Dao validation would he have the right to speak. Only then could he participate in the upcoming big event. Only then could he enter the cult's upper echelon and come into contact with the Earth King's hall. As for Dao validation, it was a simple matter. Fang Ping had not achieved Dao validation before, but he had seen powerhouses achieve peak Dao validation several times. The phenomenon was not too big. Wasn't it just 1,000-meter Dao? Didn't he have 1,000-meter Dao? He walked horizontally for more than 3,000 meters. At most, he would cut off a section and show it a little. In a flash, the Dao was hazy. Who knew if it was horizontal or vertical? Fang Ping was really prepared to kill. If he did not kill, how could he mess around? He was running out of time. Until now, he had not solved the problem of the brain nucleus. He was getting a little anxious. As for Enlightened Cliff, it did not say that he could not go to the peak. Initially, it was only open to peak Dao validation. It was not impossible for him to go and take a look after he became a peak Dao validation. Not only that, if he did not become a peak Dao validation, it seemed that he would miss an opportunity today. The fountain of longevity inside. At this moment, Heavenly Wood's voice rang in Fang Ping's mind. The crystal plate where Heavenly Wood was located was currently in Fang Ping's arms. Young friend, the fountain of longevity seems to be surging. Some ancient spring water is gushing out. The true God inside is capturing it. Young friend, try your best to get it. The effect of the fountain of longevity is extraordinary. Even I benefited a lot in the past. Why did the earth Xing inside seal the fountain of longevity? Because there was ancient spring water gushing out. He was secretly capturing and intercepting it. This was a treasure. If he did not become a peak Dao validation, how could he snatch it? If he did not become a peak Dao validation, even a fool would know that there was a problem. Sending a pillow when he was sleepy. I was just thinking about it. This sudden breakthrough is too sudden. You guys came at the right time. The peak Dao validation that emerged from battle is slightly stronger than the average peak Dao validation. Coincidentally, you are also qualified to fight Earth Xing. Arrogant! At this moment, Lin Lin and the others were furious. Too arrogant. Kill them? Did Yun Sheng really think that he was a true god? Lin Lin's expression was ugly. She said coldly, Yun Sheng, don't think that you are invincible just because you are a half-step true god. Kneel and admit your mistake. I will spare your life today. Otherwise, no one will forgive your crime of killing blazing brilliance. Fang Ping raised his eyebrows. He was not too angry. Instead, he said in amusement, You want me to kneel? How domineering. But did he have the ability to do so? If he did not have the ability to pretend to be 13, then he would be a fool. Lin Lin did not say much. A long sword appeared in his hand, suddenly. A wooden sword. In his mind, there was another voice. Young friend, this is an old man's branch. Yes, it was given out. A true divine weapon. Protector Mu forged this into a true divine weapon. No wonder Lin Lin was domineering. Because even at the pinnacle, many people did not have a true divine weapon. Not a lot, but 99%. A desperate realm divine weapon was really not that easy to forge. Protector Mu was an emperor rank, a true divine. Weapon did not have much effect on him. That was why he gave it to his daughter. With this, Lin Lin's combat strength would increase a lot. She might not be inferior to a half-step true god. At this moment, the powerhouses around were somewhat envious. Skywood Divine Weapon. Her Highness Lin Lin actually has a Skywood Divine Weapon. No wonder Prince Yun Sheng is in danger. Now, there is a good show to watch. Previously, I heard that Imperial Prince Yen Huang was beheaded by Her Highness Yun Sheng and was imprisoned to kneel on the ground. Now, it seems that Her Highness Yun Sheng is going to repeat the same mistake today. Everyone discussed animatedly. Lan Hao and Bai Rong's expressions also changed slightly. At this moment, some powerhouses who had just arrived also looked at the true divine weapon in Lin Lin's hand. But Lin Lin did not care about those. She shouted softly, "Kneel and apologize. Besides, my father is still alive. Who dares to stop me from entering Enlightenment Cliff? My father is not dead yet." When Divine Court opened Enlightenment Cliff, the Wood King Manor did not have a place. What a joke! Even the son of a master god like Yun Sheng has a place, but I am not qualified. If I am not qualified, then everyone else who can enter must die. Domineering, arrogant. Fang Ping almost gave her a thumbs up. Good job. I like people like you. It seemed like this guy was definitely going to pick a fight today. If he killed this woman, would there be a big war next? If the evil sect started fighting now, it would save him a lot of trouble. A long sword appeared in Fang Ping's hand. He pointed it at Lin Lin provocatively. "If you kill me, you will be qualified to go." Fang Ping's smile was exceptionally bright. Could it be that he could do great things on his first day in the evil sect? He was looking forward to it. Chapter 1088. Fang Ping unsheathed his sword, pointing it at Lin Lin in a provocative manner. He looked very excited. "I'm going to break through to the top in battle. Have you guys seen it before? I bet you haven't." The others thought he was crazy. Even Lan Hao and Bai Rong frowned slightly at this moment. Lin Lin had taken out a true divine weapon, and Yun Sheng was still provoking her. Was he not afraid of getting hurt? Even if he did not die, it would be troublesome if his injuries were too severe. He might not be able to make it to Enlightenment Cliff later. On one hand, there was an 80 to 90% chance of becoming a true god. On the other hand, it was almost impossible to break through in battle. Instead, it would delay the opportunity of proving one's Tao. What was Yun Sheng thinking? Fang Ping looked a little crazy. He laughed again. "You're not going to attack? Didn't you want me to kneel? Come on. A bunch of trash. Useless people." Lin Lin's face was livid. Yun Sheng was constantly provoking her. Did he really think that she did not dare to attack? Before coming, she was already prepared. Arrogant. Lin Lin was furious. She let out a low roar and rode her sword to attack. The long sword burst into a dazzling light in the air. Fang Ping was overjoyed. He laughed. "Good. You attacked first. Don't blame me." After saying that, Fang Ping shouted, "Brother Lan, Bai Rong, you don't have to attack. Today, I'm going to prove my Tao in a fierce battle." After saying that, Fang Ping let out a low roar and broke through the air to attack. Bang! With a loud bang, Fang Ping's sword swung out and collided with the true divine weapon. Fang Ping felt the power of the true divine weapon. The long sword in his hand wailed. With a crack appeared on the first collision. Fang Ping did not care about this. His body was like a dragon, twisting the void and attacking Lin Lin, who was behind the long sword. At this moment, Lin Lin was with Yen Huang and the others. Seeing Fang Ping coming, her face was cold. She shouted coldly, "Attack together and kill him!" Madman! With so many people around, Yun Sheng dared to attack first. He was too arrogant. Yan Huang was also overjoyed. Yun Sheng was crazy. He was courting death. Today, there were so many emperor-level descendants and true god descendants. Even if they joined forces to kill Yun Sheng, true Lord Di Fei would not dare to say anything. Was he going to kill them? Unless perfected cultivator Di Fei wanted to die. Even if he didn't die now, when those overlord ranks returned, he would be dead for sure. He wasn't Di Qi. Di Qi still had hope of advancing to overlord rank. Kill! Yan Huang roared and was the first to charge at Fang Ping. Kill this bastard! He would never forget the humiliation from before. The divine court. In the main hall, a group of true gods were discussing something in low voices. Soon, perfected Lord Di Fei's expression changed. Sovereign Thunder acted as if he didn't see it. He said with a faint smile, "Now, those divine master clans and the clans of the protectors are all saying that it's unfair. Since those divine masters and protectors were still alive, why didn't they have the quota of Dao comprehension cliff? It wasn't just them. Even the clans of the 3 sect protectors spoke up. Everyone, what do you think we should do?" Di Fei hurriedly said, "Lord Protector, you can discuss this matter." Thunder said lightly, "Di Fei, don't be impatient. It's just a sparring session between a bunch of juniors. Everyone says that the divine court lacks battle experience, so there's no harm in sparring." Di Fei's expression changed. He said in a low voice, "Sir, even a true divine weapon has been used. This isn't a sparring session. Yun Sheng is a half-step true god. I think it's fine." Thunder said indifferently, "Or is Yun Sheng's half-step true god just an illusion?" Di Qi grinned. "Sir, I'm also worried that Yun Sheng won't be able to stop in time and hurt Lin Lin and the others. That would be bad. It's fine." Thunder said indifferently, "It's normal to hurt someone in a sparring session." Thunder was not the only one who said that. Below, someone laughed. "That's right. It's just a sparring session between juniors. Why is Di Fei so nervous?" Humph! Perfected Lord Di Fei's gaze was cold as he looked at the other party. The other party was from the fire lineage. At this moment, Di Jie said nothing. It was for the best that Di Qi and the others clashed with Thunder. That way, there would be a chance for everyone to work together. He felt that it was very unwise for Thunder to interfere at this time. But soon Di Jie smiled. "Di Xing is still over there. Brother Di Fei, don't worry." Di Fei quietened down after he said that. That made sense. Di Xing was still over there. Although he was not on the same side as Di Qi, he was not on the same side as Lin Lin's group either. If he intervened at the critical moment, it would be enough to stop everything. He was mainly worried that these people would hurt Yun Sheng intentionally. It would be a pity if he missed the Dao comprehension cliff trip because of his injuries. At that thought, Di Fei sent a voice transmission secretly. "Brother, if Sheng can't win, can you?" Di Qi also sent a voice transmission. "If he can't win, I'll try my best to fight for an opportunity for you to head to the longevity spring to rescue him. I'm afraid you don't want to see Sheng advance to true god." I understand that. Di Fei was practically gnashing his teeth. His own son finally had a chance, but these people actually wanted to stop him. Once his son broke through and became true gods, he would settle the score with them. He might not be able to deal with emperors, but he could deal with the fire lineage. As for the wood lineage, just you wait. Sheng was a little reckless. At this moment, true Lord Di Fei was also helpless. His son was still too impulsive. He did not provoke them now and returned to the god city directly. He wanted to see who dared to attack in front of him. Now he was entangled. These people deliberately opened the meeting to prevent him from leaving. Damn it! At this moment, everyone was talking while observing the situation over there. Although they could not go, they could still sense everything. The longevity spring was only a few hundred li away from them. Of course, even emperors needed time to rush there. In the outside world, they could rush there in one step. But the God City had a large array that could not break through space. If they wanted to go, even thunder needed some time. They flew there instead of breaking through the void. This was also the reason why Di Fei was a little nervous. He was afraid that he would not be able to attack in time when the others hurt Yun Sheng. Rumble! The longevity town that had been peaceful for many years was almost completely destroyed today. Fang Ping was extremely powerful. With a long sword in hand, even if more and more people attacked him, he still fought bravely. Come at me together. I'll see what you bunch of trash can do to me. Fang Ping was bathed in blood, but his qi activity was at its peak. He shouted, "Come, today I'll let you all help me become a true god. If you break through in battle, none of you will live." Fang Ping's qi activity was getting stronger and stronger. Initially, everyone did not believe that he could break through in battle, but now they were vaguely worried. Beside him, Lan Hao also exclaimed, "Brother Yun is so talented, such a strong will to fight." Under normal circumstances, a half-step true god would have no problem dealing with 3 to 5 high-level original Dao powerhouses. But now, there were more than 10 high-level original Dao powerhouses here. Of course, not all of them attacked. Right now, there were 5 to 6 people attacking. Even so, Yun Sheng could kill them until they kept retreating. Although he was also injured, such a will to fight was indeed beyond everyone's imagination. "You have a death wish." Yan Huang's expression was cold. Yun Sheng was strong, but there were so many people here. How could he show off? Lin Lin, 5 elements formation. As soon as he said that, Lin Lin of the Wood King Palace, Feng Li of the Gold King Palace, a powerhouse from the Earth Progeny, and a rank 9 from the Rain Progeny quickly surrounded Fang Ping. Gold, wood, water. The 5 people roared. The next moment, the energy in front of them displayed a different image. Wind and clouds surged. They were converting energy. Fang Ping saw the energy in front of Yan Huang like a burning flame. He saw the energy in front of Lin Lin like life force. He saw the rain and the mountains. This was the first time he saw such a combat technique. These people were actually converting the attribute of energy. The energy between heaven and earth had no attributes. All martial artists could use it, regardless of sect. Converting energy, in Fang Ping's opinion, was an unnecessary move. But in the next moment, Fang Ping knew that he had underestimated these people from the evil sect. At this moment, the 5 types of energy were actually catalyzing each other. Wood fed fire, fire fed earth, earth fed metal. The 5 types of energy were actually merging and catalyzing each other. To put it more directly, Yan Huang's initial outburst of energy was 300,000 calories. Right now, under the catalysis of Lin Lin's wood energy, it actually reached 330,000 calories. And this did not seem to cause Yan Huang to lose control of the situation. Not only him, the 5 of them were becoming stronger. 5 elements formation, combat techniques from the ancient celestial court, imparted by the Kuan King. The 5 of them, their strength had probably increased by 10%. Fang Ping's expression changed slightly. He was not afraid of these 5 people, but he did not expect such a combat technique to exist. This seemed to be easier to execute than a combined combat technique. Increased by 10%. What kind of concept was this? He had to walk at least another 100 meters on the origin path. This was still below the pinnacle. At the pinnacle, once such a combat technique was used, it was equivalent to snatching away 1,000 meters, increasing one's strength by a level out of thin air. Yun Sheng, kneel, and I'll spare your life. Lin Lin growled. Right now, she was holding a true divine weapon. The wood energy catalyzed was even more powerful. Her combat strength was no weaker than Fang Ping's. Fang Ping, who was surrounded in the middle, looked grim. He looked around and said coldly, "Good, very good. If you insist on courting death, then don't blame me for being merciless." As soon as he finished speaking, Fang Ping's aura erupted again, shaking the heavens and the earth. Not only that, the energy in his body also erupted once more. His golden body shone brightly. Golden body 8 refinements. Someone exclaimed. In God Courtyard, true Lord Earthfly's body trembled. The others also looked at him in surprise. Yun Sheng had reached golden body 8 refinements. Before becoming a true god, a strong golden body could increase the upper limit. After becoming a true god, it was no longer possible. It could only make the flesh slightly stronger, but not the vitality, let alone cause a qualitative change in the vitality. As for the golden body 9 refinements, it was even more stringent. If a rank 8 did not reach the golden body 9 refinements, even if a rank 9 reached the golden body 9 refinements, there would not be a qualitative change in the vitality. Therefore, many powerhouses, when they reached the emperor level, their golden bodies were actually extremely powerful. However, there was no qualitative change in the vitality like Fang Ping. This was the biggest difference between the 8 refinements and the 9 refinements. Even so, to be able to reach the 8 refinements in rank 9 was as difficult as ascending to heaven. An 8 refinements golden body powerhouse could increase their vitality to 200,000 calories in rank 9. This was the so-called rank 9 limit of 400,000 calories. The limit was for 8 refinements golden body powerhouses. As for the 9 refinements, that was not counted. It was impossible for a 7th refinement golden body expert to reach such a high level. The 6 refinements were even lower. Some 6 refinements had a limit of 150,000 calories. The peak of the 6 refinements advancement was the weak peak. At this time, when Yun Sheng displayed an 8 refinements golden body, how could everyone not be surprised? In this way, once Yun Sheng advanced to true God, he would not be a weakling. The limit of 200,000 calories was 250,000 calories after advancement, even if he did not walk much of the origin path. Under the situation of doubling, he would still have a vitality limit of 500,000 calories, comparable to a rank 9 million cal. Such a powerhouse would have a vitality limit of 1,000,000 cal upon advancement, comparable to the average 2nd or 3rd stage true god. In other words, rank 9 with an additional golden body. Their strength could increase by a level. An 8th refinement's peak 1st stage was comparable to a 6th refinement's peak 3rd stage. A 7th refinement was also comparable to a peak 2nd stage. Di Fei was also surprised. After the surprise, he was pleasantly surprised. When did his son reach the 8 refinement's golden body? Could it be the harvest from the graveyard of gods last time? That battle, it was really right to go. At this moment, Di Qi also smiled and said, "Congratulations, brother. I didn't expect that virtuous nephew had hidden his strength. His golden body is actually 8 refinements. This was also a martial artist's limit. 9 refinements. Even the 9 refinements of rank 9, not many people had achieved it. The only ones who could do it were the physical body cultivators of the ancient times." Di Fei was also grinning from ear to ear. Unexpected, too unexpected. In that case, once his son advanced, he would soon catch up to him. Previously, when those people used the 5 elements combat techniques, he was a little nervous. Now, however, his son's strength had improved again. Even if he could not win, he could still resist for a while. In the main hall, the eyes of the others flickered. They did not expect this. Yun Sheng was actually 8 refinements golden body. 8 refinements golden body. At this moment, Yan Huang and the others were about to explode with jealousy. Even they were only 7 refinements golden body. Fang Ping had seen many 8 refinements golden bodies. Old Zhang, Li Zhan, Old Man Li, Li Hansong. These people had all achieved 8 refinements golden body before the peak. Qi Huanyu too. Zhao Xingwu was only rank 9-7 refinements golden body previously, but before breaking through, he also achieved 8 refinements. He had seen a lot, so he did not care too much. However, Fang Ping had underestimated the temptation of 8 refinements golden body. Those people he mentioned, which one of them was not an outstanding talent since the ancient times. Martial King, Hades King Longevity Sword, Qi Huanyu, who was not a king but a second king. In addition, Fang Ping had also seen Luo Yu, who was 8 refinements golden body. With his help, Li Wuji achieved 8 refinements golden body. However, these two were also true outstanding talents. Boundless Mountain's 3rd generation chief, the Hydro clan's current strongest powerhouse. Were they not powerful? Compared to them, these few emperor-level descendants in front of him were actually nothing. And now that Fang Ping had displayed 8 refinements golden body, how could these guys not be jealous? Under normal circumstances, emperor-level descendants had rich families, resources, and there was still hope for them to invest in 7 refinements golden body. However, 8 refinements was really difficult. It not only required resources, but also talent, perseverance, and willpower. At this moment, Yan Huang was so jealous that he wanted to kill someone. He roared, "Kill him!" He was really jealous. If he did not kill Yun Sheng, once he became a true god, he would directly be a powerhouse among true gods. Even if he was not very strong, relatively speaking, he would be considered a middle-level powerhouse. Kill. At this moment, Lin Lin and the others were also awe-inspiring, murderous intent. They wanted to kill Yun Sheng. They could not give him a chance to prove his Tao. They roared, but Fang Ping's speed was extremely fast. He did not attack the 3 venerable emperor descendants. The other 2 came from the earth and water lineages. They were not venerable emperor descendants. Relatively speaking, these 2 people were slightly weaker. After displaying 8 refinements golden body, Fang Ping's strength increased again. He was as fast as lightning, and when his power erupted, it was also terrifying. Fang Ping's expression was cold. He did not utter a word, wandering through the attacks of the 5 people. Almost in the blink of an eye, he suddenly appeared in front of the Rain lineage powerhouse. Defense! Yan Huang and the others roared. At this moment, this person's expression changed drastically, but he did not panic. A water screen rose in front of him, an energy defense. Competing with my water lineage in water techniques. Fang Ping sneered. He did not understand these things, but it was okay. It was enough for him to have an identity, Protector Water's grand disciple. He did not know how to break such a protective barrier, but he could find the weak points, and that was enough. Before the others surrounded him, Fang Ping slashed out with his sword, directly concentrating his strength at one point, the tip of the sword piercing into the water screen instantly. Under the other party's shocked and incredulous gaze, Fang Ping's sword pierced directly into the water screen. The water screen was like glass, exploding with a bang. Impossible! This person exclaimed, but Fang Ping was extremely fast, attacking with his sword. With a roar, the second sword was already attacking again. Uffed! The moment the other party took a step back, Fong Ping's sword pierced into his throat, piercing it instantly. Die! Fong Ping's energy erupted, concentrating at the throat area, exploding instantly. Under the other's shocked gazes, this person's neck exploded directly, his head also exploding instantly. The lower half of his body was also cracking continuously. No! Save me! Spare me! This person roared madly, but it was too late. Fong Ping's sword broke through his defense, which was unexpected, and hurt him instead. At this moment, his golden body was directly exploded by Fong Ping. He had no chance to escape. The moment his mentality surged, Fong Ping attacked again with his sword, splitting the void with one slash. An illusory figure was directly cut in half. At this moment, Fong Ping was also bombarded by a few attacks behind him. A loud sound came from his golden body, flying hundreds of meters forward, smashing through countless buildings in the town. Fong Ping's face was pale. He dared not recover his energy quickly. The outburst just now was also an outburst according to Yun Sheng's limit, which depleted his energy in an instant. At this moment, Fong Ping did not hesitate, swallowing a large amount of life essence in one gulp. From all directions, energy also rapidly gathered toward him. It did not matter if he did not recover quickly. Rank 9 recovery was already fast to begin with. It would be the same even if he tortured them to death. When he flew backward, that person's golden body exploded completely. His mentality also exploded in an instant, sweeping the surrounding area. In the town, the middle and low-ranked martial artists died instantly. Some high-ranked martial artists were also affected, coughing up blood continuously. At this moment, however, everyone could not care less about this. Each and every one of them looked at Fong Ping, who was recovering with incomparable shock. Terrifying, too terrifying. A 9th-stage reciprocity cultivator was killed just like that. Behind, Yan Huang and the others were also terrified. How was this possible? Even if Yan Huang lost to Fong Ping, it would be after 1,000 moves. But now, 3 moves. Yun Sheng killed a 9th-stage origin powerhouse in 3 moves. Don't worry, he's just familiar with the flaws of water techniques. Everyone kill him! Lin Lin roared angrily. Yun Sheng killed someone from the Rain bloodline. In her opinion, it was a coincidence and also the Rain bloodline's bad luck that Yun Sheng actually discovered the flaws of the defense water screen. But Yun Sheng was a powerhouse from the water bloodline. How could he discover the flaws of other combat techniques? The others felt relieved. True, there was no need to worry too much. Yan Huang roared angrily, attacked together. Yun Sheng has already become a demon. How dare he kill people here? His attitude was as if he did not kill people, but only hurt people. But no matter what, Yun Sheng did kill people, and they had not succeeded yet. At this time, the others were also ready to move. Yun Sheng was too dangerous. If this person really became a true god, would he take revenge on them? They had not made a move yet, but Fong Ping had already recovered more than half. The moment Lin Lin and the others attacked, he broke through the air, leaving an afterimage on the spot, and suddenly he had already killed his way to the side of the other Paragon descendants. Under the young man's incredulous gaze, Fong Ping's sword pierced through his head. In the next moment, Fong Ping instantly left, and the attacks of Lin Lin and the others arrived in the blink of an eye, directly destroying the young man's golden body. Damn it! The few of them were furious. Yan Huang roared again. What are you waiting for? Kill him. He wants to kill all of us. As for Fong Ping, he fled 100 meters away, laughing. Fighting a bunch of trash like you is not stressful enough. Of course, the more the better. That's right. I want to kill all of you. Attack together. Or else I may not be able to prove my Tao today. As soon as these words were said, there was no room for negotiation. Even some powerhouses who were hesitating were gritting their teeth at this moment, determined to kill him. Kill! Everyone shouted angrily. For a moment, Fong Ping was surrounded by enemies. Yan Huang and the other three were still maintaining their combat techniques. At this moment, they were also incomparably powerful. Lin Lin quickly caught up to Fong Ping, holding a true divine weapon, and in the blink of an eye, she and Fong Ping were fighting in the air. Ah! Screams were heard again. Fong Ping and Lin Lin were fighting, but he relied on the strength of his golden body. In the moment of fighting, he forcefully grabbed a person and used him to block in front of him. Lin Lin's sword slashed him into half. Fong Ping was also attacked by the sword Aura. His golden body cracked a little and blood dripped. Before it landed on the ground, it was crushed by Fong Ping instantly. He just had to pretend to be injured. The blood must not be left. He only disguised his aura. When the paragons carefully examined his blood later, they would easily find out the problem. Today, I'll wipe out all the cult's backbone forces in one fell swoop. Fong Ping was determined. Chapter 1089. Outside the Spring of Immortality. The battle was in full swing. Yan Huang saw Fong Ping kill another person and roared, "All of you attack! All of them!" This was referring to the retainers who came together. Previously, when it was emperor-level or peak-level descendants fighting, these retainers dared not intervene. But now, Fong Ping's combat strength was too strong. He was a golden body 8 refinement and was faster than them. Even if they used the 5 elements combat techniques, no matter how strong they were, if they could not hit or restrain the opponent, how could they kill him? The only way was to surround and kill Yun Sheng. "How dare you?" Lan Hao roared, his eyes cold. He looked at the restless retainers and roared, "I dare you to intervene." Everyone's status was equal. Even if they fought to the death, no one would say anything. But a group of retainers dared to surround and kill the son of a true god. Did they think the true god was easy to deal with? These powerhouses brought many retainers from all directions. There were more than 30 rank 9. Once they joined forces, they would be an extremely powerful force. At this moment, these people were hesitating. Yan Huang and the others might be fine if they surrounded and killed the son of a true god, but if Yun Sheng was really killed, none of them could escape. Yan Huang roared, "What's there to worry about? My father is still in the 3 realms. I want to see who dares to be presumptuous." As soon as he said that, everyone was silent. Everyone's expression changed. Guardian, who was still there, Lan Hao's expression changed too. Right at this moment, an extremely powerful wave of mental energy swept over. "I also want to see who dares to kill my son. Yan Huang, if you attack, I won't argue with you. If your fire bloodline retainers attack, I will destroy your entire clan today." Di Fei could not sit still anymore. At this moment, mentality swept over. In the void, a phantom condensed from mentality appeared, his eyes cold. "If you want to fight, then let's fight. So what if Guardian Hua is in the 3 realms? At most, I will destroy your entire clan and wander the 3 realms." True Lord Di Fei was not considered powerful, but at this moment, he was extremely domineering. How could a true god be threatened by others? So what if Guardian Hua was here, after killing his son? Even if he wasn't a match for an emperor-level expert, unless Protector Hua killed him now, who would be able to survive roaming the 3 realms and ambushing experts of the fire lineage? Yan Huang's expression changed drastically when an apex powerhouse appeared. At this moment, another figure appeared and said with a faint smile, "Di Fei, as a divine master, your words are too much." Past, in the void, perfected Lord Di Fei's Eyes shone brightly as he looked at the expert who appeared and said coldly, "D-Man, you can try." Yun Sheng is being besieged by Yan Huang and the others. This old man doesn't care. If anyone else dares to interfere, don't blame this old man for exterminating your entire clan. Perfected Lord D-Man was a perfected Lord expert of the fire lineage. He was also the only perfected Lord of the fire lineage who remained. D-Fei was not afraid of him at all. His eyes were cold, and at this moment, his real body was also rushing over. As for Thunder Overlord and the others, some of them wanted to stop D-Fei. However, D-Fei's attitude of wanting to fight him to the death caused quite a few of them to feel apprehensive. Strange Ground, Flat Ground, and the other true monarchs were also standing on soaring Earthside. Outstanding Earth, Dark Earth, and the other true monarchs were watching the show. Even Sovereign Thunder didn't want to interfere at this time. However, everyone else was also rushing over, and they would arrive very soon. In the void, Perfected Lord D-Man said indifferently, "D-Fei, you are possessed. It was just a spar. Didn't Yun Sheng want to become a true god in battle? Without pressure, how can he prove his Tao? Now, it seems like the pressure isn't enough. Why do you say that?" Be *starred. Sophistry. D-Fei was furious. Perfected Lord D-Man wasn't in the hall and wasn't traveling with him. His sudden appearance and attitude of suppressing Yan Huang and the others made him extremely unhappy. Not enough pressure? Did he think that he was easy to bully? The two true gods were in the void. When Yan Huang saw that Perfected Lord D-Man had arrived, he was delighted. Without anyone suppressing him, he didn't dare to say much after being scolded by D-Fei. At this moment, with D-Man here, his confidence was boosted. "Kill Yun Sheng," Yan Huang hollered before saying coldly. Yun Sheng provoked the descendant of an emperor without any respect. "Lord D-Fei, is this the attitude of your water lineage? If you dare to kill an emperor's descendant today, will you even dare to kill the sect protector and sect master the next day?" Slander. Yan Huang wasn't stupid. He wanted to stand on the high ground first. The sect protector and sect master weren't dead yet. "You talk too much nonsense." At this moment, Fong Ping broke through the air and stabbed with his sword, tearing the void apart. Yan Huang's expression changed drastically. "How dare you, a person who kneels and begs for mercy, use your tongue?" Fong Ping's sword appeared and disappeared mysteriously. It was clearly going to stab his head, but it changed direction in an instant and flicked his left arm away. Then, he leaped into the air and avoided Lin Lin's attack. Fong Ping's aura grew stronger and stronger as he shouted angrily, "Father, if I succeed in proving my Tao today and join forces to slaughter the fire lineage, I'd like to see what they can do to me and my father." Fong Ping was furious and roared, "This is too much. I spared his life previously, but he dares to bully the Yun family again. Does he really think that there's no one in the divine court?" Fong Ping roared, and his aura grew even stronger. At this moment, Perfected Lord D-Man's phantom in the void had an extremely cold look in his eyes as he said coldly, "What a strong demonic nature." Yun Sheng actually said that he would slaughter the fire lineage. "Get lost," Fong Ping roared. "When I prove my Tao, I'll kill you first." "How dare you?" At this moment, the phantom in the void condensed a huge palm and went straight for Fong Ping. Perfected Lord D-Man was a little nervous. Yun Sheng's aura was too strong. He seemed to be transforming. If he really broke through in battle and proved his Tao with the 8th refinement of the golden body, even if his strength was not as good as his, the fire and water lineages were incompatible to begin with. He could not let Yun Sheng prove his Tao successfully. "How dare you?" Di Fei's image was also enraged. Although Yun Sheng's provocation of a true god made him a little depressed, his son had suffered a loss and was being surrounded. Di Man wanted to attack his son, so how could he care about whether or not his son had provoked him first? Twice. It was Yan Huang who provoked Skywood Forest. It was also Yan Huang who provoked the longevity spring this time. Di Fei was also extremely aggrieved. Guardian who was not here yet, and the other party dared to do this. If he did not enter the divine court this time, wouldn't his son be surrounded and killed by them? Boom. An explosion was heard as the two huge hands collided in the void. Buzz. This was a clash of spiritual energy. The two spiritual energies swept out in all directions. Rumble. More than half of the longevity town was instantly destroyed. Some of the martial artists who did not escape in time and were still watching the battle in the town exploded again. The two peerless true bodies did not arrive, but their mentality crossed hundreds of miles to fight. With the strength of their mentality, rank 8 and rank 9 martial artists would be fine, but rank 7 martial artists would be in danger of dying from the aftershock. Screams came, and a large number of martial artists began to flee in all directions. Something bad was going to happen. The two divine lords had actually started to fight. Di Fei. At this moment, true Lord Di Fei flew quickly toward the longevity spring. He had already sensed that Di Man was very close to the longevity spring. He was almost there. He was worried that Di Man would attack Yun Sheng at all costs. The Thunder Sovereign's voice came from behind. Di Fei was furious, his eyes cold. Guardian, the fire lineage has gone too far. If the Sovereign stops me, Di Fei will not let it go even if he is no match for them today. When Master returns, I will demand an explanation. It was not that he did not have a background. His master was also a sovereign powerhouse. The Thunder Guardian dared to side at this time. He was no match for them now, and Master was back. No matter what, he would demand justice. Di Fei was furious. Di Jia, who was standing beside the Thunder Guardian, smiled. It was a little playful. It was best if the Thunder Sovereign stopped them. If he did, Di Fei would definitely turn against him. When that happened, he could try to contact Di Fei and rope Di Qi in. In his opinion, Thunder was a little unwise this time. Was it worth it to side with the fire lineage at this time? While he was thinking about this, the Thunder Sovereign said, lightly, they are all from the divine sect. Internal strife is a joke to others. He did not stop them, but he did not say who he would help either. There was no other reason. At this moment, he had already sensed something unusual. It was more than unusual. The next moment, the ring on his finger trembled slightly. The Thunder Sovereign quietly released the seal. At this moment, a subtle wave of mentality came from the ring. Thunder, I have important matters to attend to now. I am quite far from the divine sect, so I cannot return. Old Tianyan dared to hurt my son in the past. Today, I will kill his water lineage heir. Yun Sheng cannot prove his Tao. My son's source was injured. Yun Sheng beheaded him and forced him to kneel. His sin is unforgivable. Since you are in the divine sect and stopped Di Fei, I know what you want to do after this. I will intimidate Feng Yun and return the favor. The Thunder Sovereign looked a little uncomfortable. He was really here. Damn it! He thought only Feng Yun had not left. He didn't expect that Yan Ji was still in the three realms. The ring on his finger was the transmission ring of the sect master, the three protectors, and the 8 protectors. If these people were within 10,000 miles, they could all transmit their voices. If Yan Ji was not in the divine sect, then he was not far from the divine sect. He was not far from him. Bastard! The Thunder Sovereign cursed Inwardly, he had felt that something was wrong. The fire lineage was indeed overbearing this time. Di Fei and Di Qi had joined forces, but these people still dared to cause trouble. Obviously, they had confidence. Sure enough, it was confirmed that Protector Hua was really here. In this way, everything could be explained. It was necessary to kill Yun Sheng. Fire and water were incompatible. If Protector Hua was here, he would never allow anyone from the Water Protector's lineage to successfully prove his Tao. If the Heavenly Cloud Sovereign was here, Yen Huang would probably be killed if he wanted to prove his Tao. On one side was a sovereign and a divine master, and on the other side was Di Qi and Di Fei. At this moment, the Thunder Sovereign's eyes flashed. Who did he owe a favor to? It seemed that this time, D-Man was likely to kill Yun Sheng. The other side was closer to Yun Sheng and the others. After killing Yun Sheng, Yen Ji should be rushing to the divine sect now. At that time, it was possible to kill Di Fei as well. Thunder's eyes flashed. Helping Di Fei would definitely earn his gratitude. But in this way, he would also offend Yen Ji. Helping Yen Ji would also be troublesome. Yen Ji was an emperor-level expert, and emperor-level experts were his competitors. Yen Ji had been hiding. He might have some other intentions. If Yun Sheng was not about to prove his Tao, he would not have exposed his whereabouts. The fire and water lineage. Does Fengyan know that Yen Ji is still in the Three Realms? The Thunder Sovereign glanced at Dark Earth Supreme not far away. It was getting more and more interesting. These people wanted to use him as a pawn. He wanted to attack the Kunwang Palace, but no one stopped him. Fengyan and Yen Ji did not appear. They did not stop him. Did they want him to be the vanguard? The Thunder Sovereign's eyes darkened. The divine sect was very strong. Even at this time, there were still 3 Emperor-level experts left. Even Protector Mu, did they really leave? However, none of these people showed themselves. Even though Dizhou and Dihui were dead, no one said a word. What happened in the Kunwang Palace, he knew, and they all knew. He was tempted, but they were not. But they did not show anything. They were afraid that the Kunwang Palace would return soon and attack them. Very good. The Thunder Sovereign's eyes turned cold again. They all wanted to be the fishermen. How could it be so easy? While the Thunder Sovereign was thinking about this, Fang Ping's face was also cold. Fang Ping's expression was ice cold. On the long sword, an incomparably powerful long dragon of energy swept out. The long dragon crashed forward and pierced through Yen Huang's chest with a bang. And Fang Ping himself was also hit by Lin Lin's sword. His golden body collapsed. There were too many people. Now, there were more than 15 rank, 9 powerhouses besieging him, 1 against 15. This was something that even Qi Huanyu could not do. Of course, the strength that Fang Ping displayed now was not much weaker than Qi Huanyu's. There was not much difference. His aura was also unstable, as if he could step into the peak at any time. In this state, he killed a few people at the cost of being injured. Although it was still shocking, no one thought it was inappropriate. But this state could not be maintained for long. Fang Ping knew that he had to find a chance to break through. That D-Man is coming murderous. I'm afraid he wants to attack me. The other party is so bold. I'm afraid Protector, who did not leave. Actually, at this time, he somewhat believed what Yen Huang said. His father did not leave. If he really left, Di Fei would be here. How would they have the guts to attack him? Lin Lin and the others might even know how to make the evil sect chaotic. Fang Ping thought in his heart, if he killed Yen Huang and the others, there would definitely be chaos. If Protector, who did not leave. But without the help of the Emperor level, it might be difficult to resist, and he would be in danger. Thunder, wind, and cloud. Fong Ping's eyes flickered. 3 great emperors. The evil sect's power was really beyond his expectations. There were even 2 near-emperor powerhouses. If these people did not have their own agendas, and their main target was on the evil sect side, how could the humans resist? I have to rely on one of these 2. Fong Ping glanced at the Tianwen Tower people on the periphery. He did not know them, but they had the Tianwen Tower logo on them. They were Protector Wind and Clouds people. Looking over there, Chang Shanqi and Lei Bao also had the Thunder Mansion logo on them. The 3 emperor-ranked experts were all here. Chang Shanqi, Taoist Wind and Cloud, is the most mysterious. I've always wanted to kill Chang Shanqi. Maybe it's more suitable to rely on Taoist Wind and Cloud. Fong Ping thought about it, but how could he build a relationship? Or maybe thunder is better. One sect has 2 true gods. It's not a small force. Now that the situation had changed, Fong Ping did not understand the evil sect. Naturally, he did not have any plans. It might be better to go with the flow. On his first day in the evil sect, he had stirred up a mess. Fong Ping was also very satisfied. Of course, it would be better if it was Messier. If I don't break through now, when D-Man comes, I'll kill Yan Huang the moment he attacks me. This way, Di Fei will have no choice but to be dragged into the war. If he broke through now, D-Man might not come. Thinking of this, Fong Ping's aura became stronger. In the void, cracks appeared. Heaven and earth roared as if the Tao was trembling. Is Yunsheng really going to break through? That's amazing. He's actually going to prove his Tao in battle. An 8th refinement golden body proves his Tao. And in battle, I'm afraid he'll be no weaker than some of the veteran Lord gods. Around them, some people were shocked. As for Fong Ping, he was also hiding here and there. He still wanted to continue pulling people in. Bai Rong and Lan Hao did not make a move. These 2 were afraid that they would be surrounded and killed. Now that everyone was fighting, if they were killed, there would be no one to reason with. Fong Ping had said it nicely before, not asking them to help, but now, intentionally or unintentionally, he was fighting in their direction. If these 2 were killed, perhaps Ground Qi and True Lord Ground Ping would soon be involved in the upcoming war. The battle was getting more and more intense. Fong Ping's attacks were also getting more and more vicious, his aura getting stronger and stronger. At this moment, Yan Huang's expression changed drastically. He roared, "Kill him quickly!" Yunsheng was really going to prove his Tao. At the side, Chang Shanqi and Lei Bao looked at each other, frowning slightly. Should they make a move? Thunder told them to decide based on the situation. Now, Yunsheng was about to break through. His aura had already shaken the void. Even D-Man and True Lord Ground Phase shadows were shaken to the point of dispersing. If this went on, Yunsheng might really prove his Tao in battle. At this moment, in the distance, a figure was extremely fast. It was only a few dozen li away. True Lord Groundman had arrived. In the void, Ground Phase expression changed when he saw this. He was still 100 li away and needed some time. However, if a paragon attacked Origin, killing the other party was very fast. Even a half-step true god could not do it. It would only take 3 to 5 moves at most. Groundman! Ground Fei roared. The other party was full of murderous intent. What did he want? True Lord Groundman ignored him. He wanted to kill Yunsheng. After killing Yunsheng, he would leave with Yan Huang and the rest. Even if Ground Fei wanted to take revenge, Dizun would return soon. At that time, Ground Fei would be in danger. He would not have time to take revenge. True Lord Groundman was getting closer and closer. Yan Huang was also overjoyed. At this moment, he no longer roared to kill. Instead, he roared, "Seal the void." He could not let Yunsheng escape. As long as he could not escape, killing him would be a piece of cake. Fong Ping's expression changed drastically as if he was about to break out. However, at this time, the others seemed to have sensed Ground Man's killing intent and attacked with all their might. 20 li, 10 li, to powerhouses, a few dozen li was too close. They could reach it very quickly. Even if it was not easy to tear through space at the impasse realm and it was difficult to locate one, it would be done in the blink of an eye when they were so close. At this moment, Fong Ping suddenly looked at Ground Man and shouted angrily, "You want to kill me?" Humph. They were extremely close and could see each other's expressions. Ground Man snorted coldly and did not answer. It was obvious that he had made up his mind. Water and fire were incompatible. How could he let another powerhouse appear in the water vein? "You forced me to do this." Fong Ping revealed a sorrowful expression and roared, "Lord Father, this person wants to kill me. If I fail to prove my Tao, you must avenge me." Fong Ping's tone was filled with despair, indignation, and anger. At this moment, Di Fei's figure could also be seen. He said furiously, "Ground Man, how dare you? If my son dies, I will fight you to the death. Bastard." Di Fei was enraged, but he also looked at Di Qi with an anxious expression. Di Qi was stronger than him. Could he stop him? True, Lord Di Qi also frowned. The fire vein was so resolute. Was Guardian Hu really there? If he was, then it would be troublesome. If he stopped him now, it would be equivalent to having another emperor-level enemy. But if he did not, Di Qi cursed in his heart. Why did this happen at this time? Also, he blamed Yun Sheng a little. He shouldn't have made a move earlier. Since he was already a half-step true god, he should have endured it and gone to the Tao Enlightenment Cliff to prove his Tao. Once he became a true god, Yan Huang would be at his mercy. Yun Sheng is too reckless and impulsive, and this kid is good at causing trouble. He actually attacked multiple emperor-level descendants. Di Qi cursed in his heart. If Yun Sheng had been more tactful with Lin Lin, there might not have been a fight. But Yun Sheng refused to bow down. Once such a person became a true god, would he cause more trouble for him? He was a little hesitant. Of course, hesitation was just hesitation. Now that Di Fei was asking for help, Di Qi still shouted, "Ground Man, don't mess around in a fight between juniors." Di Qi, it's not your fault. This is a feud between the fire and water veins. D-Man was also fearful of him. He shouted loudly in warning. This had nothing to do with Di Qi. At this moment, he had already arrived. He was less than 1,000 meters away from Fong Ping. At this moment, he did not hesitate and directly broke through the void, reaching out to grab Fong Ping. He wanted to crush this guy. "You're too much." Fong Ping's face was also flushed, his aura surging. Above his head, the void fluctuated. This was D-Man's attack that was about to arrive. Break. At this moment, Fong Ping roared, his voice shaking the heavens. Rumble. The void shook, under everyone's incredulous gaze. In the sky, a path that was 1,000 meters long flashed and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Fong Ping was also flushed. It was so tiring. Counterfeiting was so troublesome. In the next moment, his aura suddenly became a lot stronger, and he began to transform at an extremely fast speed. Under the shocked gazes of Yan Huang and the others, Fong Ping roared and threw a punch, shattering the void. Yan Huang was the first to bear the brunt of the few people who were blocking his escape route. Seeing the giant fist breaking through the void, he was extremely shocked. No, but Fong Ping had already locked onto him. He would not give him a chance to escape. He was going to kill him and anger D-Man. Die. Rumble. This punch was unimaginably powerful. Yan Huang wanted to run, But then he realized that even the void was locked. Yunqing's mentality had actually advanced. He could not believe it. How could it be so fast? Metamorphosis required time. How did Yunqing transform his spiritual consciousness into divine consciousness so quickly? He did not understand. He did not have the chance to understand. Rumble, crack, like glass, Yan Huang's golden body shattered in an instant. Even his mentality was destroyed by the fist glow. No, a desperate roar was heard. At the last moment, Yan Huang was a little regretful and resentful. He resented his father, resented D-Man. Why did he come so slowly? Bang! As soon as the golden body exploded, Fang Ping broke through the void, but his mentality erupted secretly again. He did not confine the others, but the void around Lan Hao, Bai Rong, and the others. In the sky, D-Man's giant hand covered them. The others were running for their lives. Lan Hao and the others wanted to run too, but soon they realized they could not escape. Their gazes changed. How could this be? It was too late. The void shattered, almost at the same time when Fang Ping killed Yan Huang. The giant hand covered them. Bang! A loud noise was heard. Fang Ping escaped. The giant hand grabbed him directly. In the distance, D-Man was furious. Just as he was about to grab Fang Ping to death, he felt that something was wrong. The position Fang Ping had just left, someone seemed to have taken the initiative to come to him. His giant hand had already grabbed him. There was no time to stop. A top-rank 9's ability would not be too weak. However, at this moment, Lan Hao's expression changed drastically. He was imprisoned, facing an ultimate attack. Even if he could move, he would still be in danger, not to mention being imprisoned. Bang! In a situation where both sides could not react in time, Lan Hao was directly grabbed to death by the giant hand. Beside him, Bai Rong was also terrified. She wanted to run, but at this moment, a powerful mentality swept over without a sound, directly shredding her mentality into pieces. She did not die, but her mentality was almost completely shattered. Fang Ping did not kill her because he did not need to. Sure enough, D-Man's giant hand crushed Lan Hao. The aftermath of the explosion swept over. Bai Rong's mentality was shattered, almost unconscious. How could she still resist? Bang! Another explosion rang out, and Bai Rong was blown up by the aftermath. Fang Ping, who had escaped not far away, saw this scene and suddenly said in grief and indignation, "Damn it! You killed my best friend. You're asking for it." As soon as he finished speaking, Fang Ping blasted a punch, extremely powerful. Destroy the corpse and destroy the evidence first. D-Man did not have time to say anything. The giant hand had not dissipated yet. A punch and a palm collided, setting off a raging wave. The corpse on the ground was bombarded by the aftermath almost instantly, vaporized, dying without a complete corpse. There was no proof either. When Fang Ping attacked, there would be some traces left, but the corpse was gone. Who would know that there was a problem? D-Man might feel that something was wrong, but would it be useful for him to speak to a murderer? Fang Ping's eyes were filled with excitement. Come on, fight! Today, he would turn the evil sect upside down. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.